What is up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? I see a number of people in here having conversations about the pre-market, about it getting close to $9. I was just doing a little bit of research on some things earlier, which might need to add some to my watch list here. I might need to check up on that before I add it. How's everybody doing today? Any thoughts on the options? So there's a lot of people talking about these, right? Talking about the fact that we're going to have an influx of buy orders come in the door. Like I said, it's mainly about what's going to happen with the manipulation side, because we can see all the volume in the world, and we've seen that from, I think it was Thursday, where we've seen 400 and some odd million shares go through the door. And that's where we still need to understand both sides and understand what's going to happen. We do see some positivity in the pre-market, but the pre-market doesn't really dictate what's going to happen unless it's a crazy increase. Then it will dictate what's going to happen. You'll see that price drop if the price increase crazy in the pre-market. So that's really the only time you can predict it. Even if the price goes extremely low in the pre-market, it's not something that will dictate whether it will go up. It's mainly going to say that it still has the potential chance to go down. But anything that goes up in the pre-market a significant amount will drop down because of people that want to sell. And I understand that completely. We have 138 people in here. Make sure you hit that like button before we really get into this. Are you still planning on selling around 20? Yeah, I mean, like I've said, so there's a number of things that I'm really looking at, because what I want to do in every situation, and my day trading brain is always telling me, hey, accept a profit if you have a profit. Which was telling me, around $11 that it was going to come back down. I'm going to see what it's going to do. But yes, my overall goal is at $20. But depending on, if I can, like, let's say get out at $9 or $10, see it reverse, go back down to $7, reinvest at $7, and then get back up, basically, growing at a larger rate and making a little bit more money as it grows up to $20. So my ultimate goal is that $15 to $20 mark, but I still want to figure out how I can make the most money possible here. And in many cases, if I wasn't basically like bag holding here, then you would see me do that in and out thing, because typically I don't swing. This is swing trading, right? Typically I don't swing trade as much. I'm more of a day trader, but if I am going to swing trade, I'm going to take whatever highs I can get, reinvest at whatever lows I can get, and then go. But if you do that here, you're looked at as a, paper-handed, basically. So that's where it ends up being tough. That's what I start to, put in my own head, like, hey, what if it doesn't go my way? I accept a profit and it doesn't go my way and it increases a substantial amount. Well, then that's where people say, oh, well, you know what? You didn't even see the increase coming. No, I did see the increase coming, but I typically will go out a couple of days and say, this is when the increase is going to come, but this is not 100% predictable. So my ultimate goal, like I said, is $20. I believe that it's a $10 to $15 stock right now, and the manipulation is bringing it down. But if I can basically like get out with a profit, and then reinvest at lows, I should be fine. But I'm still thinking about, obviously, the whole paper-handed thing. Let's actually look at the positions that we're here for, right? So AMC is pushing $9. It did jump to $9.19 and then decrease. So seeing what the pre-market is doing, it may resist at $9 a couple of times. So if I see any pullbacks to where it's going to pull back to $7, because I don't know what the real volume will be, I'm really interested to see, then I want to basically get out and get back in because I would like a lower cost basis. There are people out there with $7 of a cost basis. I would love that. I would love to have $7. I would love to have $8. Anything that I can lower it to, it would be absolutely phenomenal to get $4. But so do I think it's going to squeeze to like 50? With no manipulation, yes. With nothing going on the other side, because they're going to hold on to these positions. They're going to hold on to their shorted shares for a long period of time. That's what they're looking to do, and they have the money to do so. And they've done it before, and they're going to do it now. So do I think that it has the potential to squeeze? Yes, I do. Do I believe it will be something that pushes to $100 in one shot? I don't believe they'll let that happen. I mean, it's something to where it's like, hey, either the hedge funds win or retail traders win. And yeah. What manipulation? You can see in the stock price that if we see the price increasing a substantial amount, we see a number of days to where we have these positive days, a lot of people that are getting into it, a ton of volume, and then all of a sudden we have a down day. I understand, pulling out, some people pulling out. You have a lot of retail traders that may pull out, but not to that extent to where it brings it back down to where it was, $7 or so, or even lower than that. That's manipulation right there. You can understand that people will sell off, but from $11 down to $7 is not something that's a thing, especially after all that growth. It's something where you have a ton of, let's say the hedge funds covering their shorts, right? And you're partnering that with a lot of retail traders buying into the position. So that's why you see that going up. And they're going to bring that back down so that you pull some of those retail traders out of their position, get them scared. So I think it's totally understandable that there is manipulation, but obviously as retail traders, we just can't prove it. I can't prove it. I can look at every other stock. The only thing that I can see that would be this type of situation is a pump and dump when people are not dumping. You understand? You underestimate the FOMO newbie retail traders, in my opinion, but I respect your opinion. I appreciate the fact that you respect my opinion. A lot of people don't do that. They don't respect other people's opinion, but I listen to all sides. If I see information that tells me that there's no manipulation, then I'll take that into account, bring that into some of my research, and basically say whether it will be manipulation or not manipulation. But there are multiple sides to this. So I appreciate you saying that, you see my opinion. How is the volume so far? The pre-market volume is not going to tell you too much. But with the price pushing up, it does look like we're going to see some positivity. But the only thing I'm seeing is that it is resisting, at these like $9 marks, which makes me think that it is going to pull back. But I want to see exactly what happens in the open. I would, to tell you the truth, and I know people don't want to see this, I would love to see, it basically go up to, let's say, where my break-even point is, see the potential pullback with all of the orders that come in, and be able to navigate through that so that I can get out and get back in, and then hold on to it for a longer period of time. Because I would love to get in at $7. I would love to get in, at $8, $7, $6, whatever it is. I would love to get in at a lower cost basis. I said anything below $10 is good, but like I said, I would love to get in well below that $10 mark. So where do I think it'll go today? Again, depending on what happens after the pre-market, because the pre-market doesn't really tell you anything. I mean, you can see this gap up, which is a good sign. Gap ups are usually great for the open price potential, but we still need to see it gapped up and then instantly drop back down, and then had a couple of support and resistance levels here, kind of supporting at $8.70 or so, and slowly increasing, which is also a good sign as well. The thing that I want to see is throughout the end of the pre-market, if you see this increase like you normally see, you're going to see something sell off with some retail traders that want to take some profits. But hopefully we can see the reversal of that. Typically we will see the reversal. So yeah. Wait, you said, but aren't these guys being sued for market manipulation already? Do you really think they plan on manipulating the stocks again? Yes, 100% yes. Because it doesn't matter what they get sued for. They get sued, they're going to pay, maybe a couple of $1 million, right? But this is billions of dollars of losses. Who cares if they lose $1 million? Who cares if they lose 10, $100 million? If they lose $7 billion, that's not going to be a thing. And I'm throwing out the number $7 billion. That's not the real number. But if they lose $7 billion or tens of billions of dollars, that's going to be ridiculous for them. So yes, they're going to manipulate. That's what they're here for. So what they're going to do, and what I'm seeing, is that they're going to drive up the price. If you think of how a normal person reacts in the stock market, they drive up the price, people get excited, they start to buy in, keep buying in at the highest price they could possibly buy in. Then what the hedge funds will do is manipulate the price back down. So short selling it, short laddering, whatever they can do in order to bring that back down, which scares retail investors, especially the people that invested at the peak. And when those people sell off, some other people lower than them sell off, thinking they can't get to that point again, and then you continue to have that sell off. So yes, you could see this a form of manipulation, but also a form of scarcity. People are really scared. Yeah, we have 700 people in here. Please hit that like button, get it above 100 likes. That would be phenomenal. Let me just log in real quick to. I don't know why my computer shut off. Hedge funds like making money. It's basically to where they'll, short laddering is basically to where they're going to manipulate a sell-off. It's going to basically show a sell-off by, selling those short positions back and forth between, hedge funds, basically buying and selling, or moving that with themselves. So then they can manipulate the price to sell off. It's something that it's not well known. I mean, I only read up on it this year, literally when this was happening, and you only see articles from this year, which a lot of people are pointing out the only reason why you only see this now is because anything that had information on that before was kind of suppressed by the hedge funds as well, which tends to fall into some sort of conspiracy theory. And I don't really like to do that, but still, the overall price movement does not really make sense, especially since the fact that it is matching AMC in cost. Both of them or all three of them are actually matching in multiple days. So that's basically the gist of it. It's not anything that has like a lot of like writings on it, a lot of articles, a lot of research that you can do on it. So that's where it's like, all right, is it true or is it not true? And it's seeming like they have to have some sort of manipulation that's happening here. And I understand they can short and continue to short, buy back their positions, cover their positions, bring the price up a little bit, short at a lower interest. So yeah, it's not something I can prove, but it seems like it's there. Every morning before work a while, still have to try and understand the market and maybe get into options. What other YouTubers would encourage me to watch? I would definitely recommend watching. So I'm a person that loves day trading. So if you want to basically find a way to make money, every single day, or limit your losses and then make some money every single day, then I feel like I would be the person to go to where you can have a simple form of day trading. I can say that Trades loves swing trading. I can see that he's a person that will hold on to a position for a number of days or weeks rather than the long term or intraday. So I would recommend his channel for a lot of technical analysis. But if you want something to where you do see some potential in day trading, swing trading, and investing, Ricky Gutierrez is really good at what he does and really breaks down things. I wouldn't say he breaks it down, in detail on his YouTube channel, but he has other forums that he goes into detail with, and also has a huge community to where they can give you some suggestions and ask some questions where they can answer some things. So yeah, I would love to create a community like that, but obviously right now I just really don't have the time to do that. Eventually I will create something. I want to create a simple like course, and I don't know if I want to do it like an actual course or do something that is like YouTube membership and you just buy into that membership and watch whatever you can watch. I don't know if that will be the case. I really don't know at this point, but we'll see. But yeah, those are two that I would recommend. There are some others, but I haven't really seen like information on them, a lot of information on them, and I don't like any ones that really throw ads at you. If they throw ads at you, then most likely they're more into selling their course than having you make money. So or helping you learn, basically, not even having you make money, because you shouldn't copy anybody's information here. You shouldn't copy anybody's strategy. You got to build your own thing. But I have a video coming out with this book, How to Day Trade for a Living, and I absolutely love that book. I mainly keep this here only for the visuals, and then I'm listening to Audible. But yeah, I have that book down in the description if you are interested in that book. It's really simple and breaks down a lot of stuff. What are your Matt Coors? Can't say that I would recommend him. I haven't checked out his stuff yet, so I mean, I could probably recommend him and check out some stuff, but yeah, Matt doesn't give financial advice. FYI, yes, you're right. I don't give financial advice at all, but I will help people learn how to develop strategy, and hopefully they can, build something for themselves. Not directly copy mine, but build something for themselves. And they drive it down indefinitely. No, the reason why a squeeze will work is because if you have like high interest on these shorts that they pull, that they end up shorting these positions, right? All of these shorted shares that they have, then you can drive them out of their position by driving up that price, because the price is increasing crazy, right? But if they have a bunch of shorts out there with higher interest, then you're basically saying, we're forcing you to pay this interest because there's no way this price is going to come down. So then, wherever they were, which they were hoping that the price, I believe, would go bankrupt, they're looking to gain some sort of profit out of it, but they're paying interest. The problem right now is that they're not paying high enough interest in order to basically get squeezed out of this position. Do you think it's too late to buy COS or OCGN? OCGN, I wouldn't say it's too late. I would say definitely check out what they're going to do, because seeing how they gapped up to basically $12, right? That means there's potential for it to gap up from where it is. Now, if you're looking for a long-term growth strategy, then I can't really help you there. I can tell you what it looks like based on the 200 EMA, but I would rather look for a swing trade in this position. It's not anything that I would hold for a long period of time because it's too iffy. For cost, I still don't believe that that's the end either, because they're kind of following what GME and AMC has done. You could see the potential that it did have, going from $16 to $20 really quick. You can see the potential that it does have, over a short period of time. And then getting back down to the $16 gives it potential to gap up again or rise again. So I don't think it's too late to get into cost. Just pick your spot. Wherever you think the low will be of the day, definitely pick that spot, and then, ride that price on up. But for a day trade, no, I don't think it's over. For a swing trade, I don't have too much detail of cost, but if it is following AMC and GME, then no, I don't believe it's over either. But again, this is not financial advice. This is merely just my opinion. How risky are options trading? Are stocks easier and better? Stocks are easier and better. Options trading can be very risky to where you can lose your entire investment that you put in, which is generally not as much as it would be if you put into stocks as well, but still, you can lose the entire investment and versus like losing half or losing 75%. For stocks, if you put it into penny stocks, yes, you can lose the entire investment. But I think stocks are easier to understand for a lot of people. It's simple. It's like the stock goes up, the stock goes down, you make money or you lose money. For options, it's literally trying to predict where it will be over the long haul. Where something like this, AMC and GME and costs and all of the other meme stocks, you can't really predict it because there's manipulation. There's people getting into it at different moments whenever they get some sort of money. Whenever we get stimulus checks, you see people get invest into it. You're going to see a lot of things that are variables with meme stocks and other positions. So options tend to be very difficult. That's why you never see me talk about options. I will say that I don't understand options, and will I get into options? No, I don't think at the moment I will get into options, but I make money with day trading, so that's why I continue to do that. I used to do more swing trading, but then I lost a lot of money with Facebook, and that didn't work out well. So I lost money with Facebook a couple of times. Why does my screen show pre-market pricing? It does. So if I go to AMC, it's showing it right here, pre-market pricing at the bottom, and it'll show the percentage change. Here it will show where it closed at. I like to see that just because you understand where the close was and what the percentage is built off based on the close. And then you also see exactly where it opens, the high, low, all the information that you need to see up here. It will reflect the close price or the price right now in the chart. So you'll see it in two different places. Well, yeah, man, nobody is just buying one AMC. You're right, nobody's buying one AMC. I buy at least 50 or 100 shares. I thought that I would have $900 on GME. You put $900 on GME at what price? Or are you saying GME to $900? How are these hedges manipulating the stock? There's a number of ways that they could do it that are, I guess, legal to do when they short the positions and continue to bring it down. Even though, you know, they have Ssr Rule in place, right? No matter what, they're still going to short the position in order to bring the price down. And that would be a way of manipulating, since they do have a crazy amount of money. They also do naked shorting, which I can't prove that they're doing, but they also do naked shorting in order to bring the price down, short laddering. There's a number of ways that they could manipulate the position. And some of them are not something that has a lot of writing on, but others do. So we can see that there's some sort of manipulation. What do you think of 15K? You see, with options, I don't like to predict the stock out to a number of days, maybe until the end of like this week at most, but to predict it out to the 19th is something that I cannot possibly do. This stock is not predictable. You can say that you have a good chance of it getting there, but I can't say that I would give you any type of opinion or just information on whether it will get to a certain price on the 19th. I'm not an options person. I'm a day trader. I love to focus on what's happening in the day, when you can get in, when you can get out during the day, and also what to look forward to when it comes to swing trading over maybe a couple of days. That's what I'm looking at. But mainly you'll see me talk about what's happening in the day. You won't ever see me really go into news. Yes, I'll go into it a couple of times, but news is not something that I really care about at the moment. I care about what the stock price is doing, what the candlesticks look like, what I'm going to see after I see, you know, a head and shoulders, or I see any other type of pattern, you know, maybe a W formation. What am I looking for, and where's the stock price going to go after that? Now, these for AMC, GME, and costs are not really predictable in any manner. They've gone against so many different patterns, so many different strategies, that it makes me think that they're never going to actually fall in line. The only thing I've seen it actually, go with is anything that has like a support or resistance level. You're going to see that, and it's going to stay by that support or resistance level, and then you're going to see it fight it a little bit. In most cases, you will see it instead of all the manipulation that you would see. So, yeah. Explain the SSR rule. So I believe AMC is on the SSR list right now. But basically, it means that it makes it more difficult for everyone to short a position. If they are on the SSR list, then you cannot short them when the stock is going down, but you can actually short them when the stock is going up. So either way, they can still short the position. It just makes it more difficult for someone to make money right from the start. So like say if I was looking to short a position, if I was looking to short a position and you see this up on the screen, I'm looking at these candlesticks and saying, hey, is this stock going to reverse? It does look like it's going to reverse because we see this large red candlestick. Okay, let's short the position. Well, I can't short it if it's on the SSR list because of the fact that it's going down. I have to wait for it to go up in order to short, which gives me less of a profit. That's what they're saying that they can do. But for the hedge funds, it doesn't matter when they short it. The only reason that they're shorting it is because they see the price going up and they're going to short it just to crash the stock back down. So they're going to continue to short it no matter if it's on the uptick or downtick. So it does not help at all. AMC is not on the SSR list. Either way, it does not help out. They're not on the SSR list? I thought somebody would be on the SSR list. Or was it? Oh, AMC was on the SSR list on Friday, right? So yeah, they should be off of it at this moment. But is GME on there now? I'd have to check. I couldn't get access to the SSR list the last time. Still can't get access to it. I don't understand why it's not letting me do that. Up a new tab. No, it's not letting me look at the list. Yeah, it's not letting me look at the list. Whatever. GME is on the list today. Yeah, I thought one of them was on the list today. We have 1,200 people in here. If you guys could hit that like button, that would be amazing. Only costs on the SSR list. AMC prediction for today. I really want to see what's gonna happen with AMC when it opens, because I'm really interested. Well, one, I want to see what happens at the end of the pre-market, because you always have something that's either going to push up a crazy amount or decrease a crazy amount. It looks like it's trying to resist at the $9 marks. A little bit above, you see it resist at like $9.08. Only have one touch point up here at $9.19, but have multiple touch points here at $9.12. So seeing that, it may be resisting at that point. But I love seeing this gap up and then the slow increase here. The problem is that the increase did stop and did pull back a little bit as it got to $19. That would be great, $9.19. But I want to see exactly what it's going to do in the pre-market to dictate what the price is going to do in the open. If you have a large increase, obviously you're going to see people sell off to take a profit. That's just what happens. But if something goes down, it's kind of unpredictable whether it will go up or down. So I want to see what the movement is, because the first 30 minutes is always crazy, right? First 30 minutes is crazy. And I want to see whether it is going to pull back, whether it is going to increase. This is where I don't exactly know what I want to do, because it's more of a swing trade and not a day trading position. Most times that I see these positions, you're going to see me get into it and then get out with like a $2,000, $3,000 gain, right? And then if the price goes back down, I'll reinvest at that lower level, and then we'll be good from there, and I'll make some more money. But you're not going to see me do that here, because if the price does skyrocket after I get out with a $2,000 gain, then there's a lot of people that are like, oh, well, you're paper handed. What's my exit strategy? My exit strategy, like I said before, was the $15 or $20 mark, with the potential that it's probably going to pull back a little bit. I feel like they're going to continue this manipulation over and over and over again. It looks like a trend. I think that I'm going to be able to ride this price up a couple of times here and there. But my overall target, if I wanted to just hold the whole entire time, is that $15 to $20 mark. That's my exit strategy. I'll probably take out a portion of it. So I'll probably take out, let's say if I get up to $20, I'll take out maybe like my initial investment plus $10,000, and then leave about $7,000, $5,000 to $7,000 in there, and let it grow from there. Am I excited that Bobby is out of jail? Need answers. What, am I excited? I mean, I like music, so I guess if he's gonna make, good music, then yeah. But I could care less about somebody else that I don't know getting out of jail. A day trader has to be paper handed. Yes. So I guess to understand the definition of paper hands, you're going to get out when the price is going down. The fact that I got out of GME with the price going down was, you look at it and you would say that that's just paper handed. But if you look at the overall thought of why I got out, was the potential to make more money than what GME was actually doing, even though GME did an unpredictable thing of increasing to $200, which is crazy. That's more of a strategy rather than anything else. So, yeah. Do you think $15 is a short squeeze? For it to happen? I don't think $15 is a short squeeze either. I think that it can increase to not to the same level of GME, but at least to half that level. If it's actually squeezable, yeah, I think it can increase to $100 or even at a max $200. I think that's the case, that you could get to that point. But the problem is that with hedge funds and with people that get, like, I guess, money or a situation taken from them or money taken from them like the hedge funds did, they're going to learn from that situation, figure out what they can do in order to prevent it, and then they're going to continue to apply that. So I think that that's why you did have the same potential of GME, and now then it was kind of cut in half, and now I would say the squeeze potential could possibly be at a max of $100. So it's like it starts to update as the hedge funds get comfortable, as the hedge funds start to implement different things during this process. What has been your riskiest day trade of your day trading career? There have been a number of ones. So when I first started, I invested in penny stocks. This is why I really don't like penny stocks now. And this was the thing, you invested in lower price stocks so that if it moves like a couple of pennies, technically you can gain like 50% or 75% or 100%, right? That was the move back then, was like, hey, do that. But I've lost a ton of money doing that, investing in a crazy amount of shares where it equaled to, let's say, $4,000. I can't remember the exact numbers, but there were a number that were thousands of dollars, and didn't limit my losses, didn't understand strategies, and didn't actually go into simulators to trade. And there have been, I would say the most that I would see that I would invest into a penny stock would probably be $4,000, and I ended up losing over half that, which is not a crazy loss, but in that time it was a crazy loss. Right now, if I lost $2,000, $3,000, it's not something that I'm gonna cry and I wouldn't cry back then, but it's not something that I'm gonna cry and stomp my feet and roll on the floor or whatever about. But yeah, those beginning trades were risky as hell. Now I limit all risk. The only thing that kind of hurt me was that GME was supposed to be a day trading opportunity, and I fell into the more bag holder thought process when I did hold GME. I was looking to day trade them, which they are a great day trading opportunity off and on, but every time that I invest into it, get in and want to get out, there's always that hey, the price is going to go up. There's always like, hey, you know, hold on to this position, and I start to fall into that and feed into that, which is why I needed to get out of GME. There's a number of reasons why I needed to get out of GME, because it wasn't something that I wanted to swing trade. It should have been a day trade, and if it did drop by, you know, I don't know, $10, then I would only have been down $1,000. That would have been fine. But the fact that it dropped by $30 and I lost $3,000 is something that is ridiculous to me. So that's a pretty substantial loss, but it's not something that affects my overall, balance or whatever. So yeah, there's a number of risky trades that I've had. You have to fail in order to succeed. If you don't fail, then it's not going to be good for you, because eventually you're going to have that large fall to where you think that you're invincible, and then all of a sudden, you're basically not trading anymore. So you have to fail, especially in the beginning. Hope y'all have your spacesuits ready. We're fueling up. Jimmy is going to leave a lot of bag holders. Yeah. Matthew, you do you, bro. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's all about finding the best strategy and the way that you can make money. If I want you to take anything from this channel, from this whole situation, is I kind of want to push more of the, hey, you're paper-handed people, out of here. Because it's not about just holding on to a position until it dies, because that's where people get stuck at holding something that's $500 or buying into something that's $500 thinking it's going to go up because everybody's holding. No, the stock market is not predictable, and people that control the stock market are going to manipulate it. So if I want you to take anything from this channel, it's mainly about how to understand day trading. And that's mainly what I'm going to talk about, is going through different positions and what I'm going to day trade. Limit your losses, because if you limit your losses, then you'll be 100% fine in most cases. You can basically go, let's say if you have a 5-to-1 ratio, you can invest 5 times in one day. As long as you have $25,000 in your account, you can do ins and outs in one day and still be able to make money as long as you as long as you win one time. If you win one time where your profit target is, let's say, a dollar, which would be like $100, and you have a loss target of $20, then you're gonna have a 5-to-1 ratio. You lose 4 times, win 1 time, you profit. You lose 5 times and you win 1 time, you break even. That's what it's all about. How long have I been trading? It's been a little over 5 years. So actually 6 years now. 2000, no. Jesus, it's 5 years. Yes, 5 years. So I've been day trading for 5 years. Last year, I didn't do anything, with the fact that, one, I worked a lot, so it wasn't something that I really focused on day trading. And two, I don't know what that is. I don't know what's going on here. My computer keeps shutting off. It's bothering me. Where was I at? You lose only if you sell. That's not necessarily the case. There are some people that I see that hold on to positions. They'll hold on to thousands of dollars as the price is continuing to drop, eventually going to bankruptcy. And it looks really bad on their situation because they're holding for 2 years, 3 years, and it consistently goes down. And they're just holding on to this position and they won't accept a loss. Accepting a loss or getting out of the trade is the most difficult part. Because especially with something like this, you think of it as something that can increase a substantial amount, right? And has the potential to increase that substantial amount. And you start to get held up like, well, what if this stock increases more? And you start hearing a lot of other people that are giving their theories as to why the stock will increase even more than that. Seeing it at $11, I knew that the stock price was going to come down. But the reason why I didn't sell when it was at $11 was because of the thought of literally fear of missing out, basically. Thinking that the price could increase, but with that substantial increase, I know that there's going to be a fall. So why didn't I sell? I should have sold, got back in at $7 just like it did, and we'll be fine. Same thing with GME. I seen it at $60. I started streaming at $60. And I was going to buy in at $60 before I moved my money over to Webull, which it's still not here for some reason. And it was the thing where I didn't want to reinvest in GME and have that reoccurrence of what happened with Facebook. So it's very tough to look at these positions and not look at them as a day trading opportunity, but that's what I have to do in order to just look at it like that. It's crazy. You don't need 20. If you have a cash account, you can day trade unlimited times per day. Then those funds would buy again in one day. I'm Callie. I don't know what you're talking about here, but you do need 25,000 in your cash account in order to not be labeled as a pattern day trader. If you look at something like, let's look at my account. If you look at something like this, you're going to see that you have 3 total trades left, right? So literally for the week, you have 3 total trades left, and that's ins and outs. So if you go over that, you're going to be labeled as a pattern day trader, which you could be. You could have your account frozen, and that's not what you want. You don't want that at all. I haven't had it happen because anytime I had less than $1,000, I would only trade maybe twice a week, which you see that in this case because I moved my money from Fidelity over to Webull, and I'm going to move more money from like my bank account over to Webull as well, just to get that really up to 25,000. And then whenever this settles, I'm going to move a lot of the Fidelity portion over to Webull as well, while moving some into my Roth IRA and to both my children's 529 account. Children. Put an S at the end of there. Well, children's because it's their 529 account. Yeah, I guess that works. Hey, do you have EFTs and index funds in the same portfolio as your individual stocks, or keep them separate? I keep them separate. You're going to see them in my Roth IRA. So I try and keep those separate. And then some of my other investment platforms, I do have different positions I'm holding for dividends. So I do try and keep those separate. Just because I want to know what that growth is, reinvest that growth. I don't have to pay taxes on that growth. That's what I'm looking for there. Today's the beginning of the month. If you don't know about people that are in finance or accounting, we have month-end close, and month-end close is always great. Less Walmart snacks in my theaters. What? All I know is I better see less Walmart snacks in my theaters. That's funny. You buy local, you don't support the corporations. Is that what you're saying? We need to support AMC. If we see more people buy the popcorn from AMC theaters, then right there, you can pay off all your debt. Your popcorn is expensive. What about GameStop? What are they expected to be today? I want to see some good things with GameStop. It's good that we've seen the gap up, just like we've seen with AMC. We see that gap up. And the fact that we're not seeing any large decreases here. We're seeing a steady, increase. Yes, you do have this that, had that little hump there, but you see it steadily increasing. If we wanted to draw a line here, it would be up. So yes, you see that steady increase here. And let's see if we can continue that through the rest of the pre-market. It is only at $107. Funny, I'm saying that now. I invested at $76 initially, and then ended up selling lower. But Yeah, I would say GME has the potential to close if we see an up day, which we should. I think we should, especially with all of the green in the pre-market. If we see an up day, I could say it can push probably $10 to $15 in a day from what I've seen. Actually, let me look at how much it's moved over the last couple of days. Let me bring up Yahoo Finance. This is a lot of time. This is what I will do with a position to see if it's day tradable. So I'm going to look up a certain position here. Let's bring this over. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the historical data. And then I'm going to export it. So I want to export this. Bring this up. And what I'm going to do with Excel, so this is what I basically will do with different positions. I'm going to take it and just do average, high, low, right? And I'm going to just take the high and then subtract it by the low. So you can see a long time ago it only moved literally less than $1, but then you see current days, it's been moving 50 some odd dollars. Wow, 40, 80, $50 from the high and the low over the last. I understand why you would see that. What date was that? Over the 26th to 25th. So typically you're going to see it move. It's going to vary, right? So you can see that move a substantial amount. Between, I would say anything above $10, you can definitely get a day trading opportunity from. But something here, I would probably see a positive day moving maybe 20. It's all over the place, so you can't really predict it here and get an average because the average would be 30. Let's say it could move from $20 to $30 today. You might see the change between high and low. So it's possible you may see it close $30 above where it is now. It's also possible you may see it close $10 above where it is now. But I think you're going to have some pretty solid movement. Let's say it's going to be 120, 125-ish to where it actually closes today. With the potential to actually skyrocket, because this is 100% unpredictable. GME is unpredictable, AMC is unpredictable, cost is unpredictable, but there are some that are more predictable here. You can see Tesla's down. It did gap up from 670. Are we seeing a gap up across the board? Wow. We're seeing a lot of gaps. Okay, so that's not unique to AMC and GME, which is kind of eye-opening. We're seeing I guess Blackberry didn't gap. Let's see if CCIV gapped. Yes, it did. From $30 to $33. Seeing a huge gap. Apple. So it looks like everything did gap up. Probably because we had that large decrease day, right? We have 1,673 people in here. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. It does help out the channel. Get it to 500 likes. That will be amazing. What do you mean by gaps? So if you look at the distance between different candlesticks, you're going to see that this was down here at $8 and then gapped up to, I guess it started at $9.04. So yeah, that's where it opened at $9.04. So it gapped up from literally this candlestick all the way up here. Instead of starting where this one ends, usually that's what you see with a candlestick. This will start, or this will end down here at, where is that? Where did it close? $8.20, but then it opened at $9.04. So it had a gap in between it. That's what a gap means. A lot of people like to see those gaps because usually a gap up indicates that the price has strong buying power, which means that the price will go up in the open. But the problem is that since this is so unpredictable and you have a lot of people that are looking to hold and some people that are looking to just sell for this profit, as it gaps up, it makes people think that the price is going to go down. Why did GME's price double? over what period of time? It didn't double now. Why did it double from $40 up to basically $90? Is that what you're saying? In that one period of time? The only thing that can, the only reason why it would double, well, one, there's multiple factors. So the hedge funds are covering their shorts in order to, basically they're going to drive up the price in order to get them out of high interest short positions. And then you also have people that are buying a substantial amount for some odd reason. And then people seeing that price go up a crazy amount also brings in new buyers. So that's why you see that increase to where it doubled in price over that period of time. But then you've seen the same thing with AMC and GME and cost. So it was mainly, it had to have been the hedge funds covering a lot of their short positions that may have had higher interest. Can I predict AMC's dip today? I'm trying to buy more. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm really trying to understand exactly where they will dip. It's very difficult to see until we get to closer to the end of the pre-market. Right now, we literally have an hour and a half until the market opens. So you can see that we're hovering up here. We did gap up right from this $8 mark up to $9, and then we started hovering around that $9 mark to where we're at $8.83. I want to see this push up. If it does, you're going to see people sell off. But then if it has too strong a buying power, you'll see it increase. So I really want to see what the buying power is, what the buy orders are, what the sell orders are. And if the hedge funds are going to cover some of their short positions, even though they do have a lower amount of interest that they're paying. Their planes keep crashing and falling apart. Are you talking about American Airlines? What is American Airlines doing right now? Because I know I think I took a hit in one of my accounts with American Airlines. Oops. Jesus. Oh, maybe I didn't. It did gap up in the pre-market up to $21. We're seeing some good movement there. This is something that I held on to for like more of a swing trade and actually a long-term trade as well. I feel like there's a lot of potential here. But yeah, I just wanted to see what they were doing. I am gonna start looking into like some of the heavy movers over here. I wanted to see what I can do with the screener. And for this screener, I'm gonna show a lot of the different trades that I will pick. But if you wanted to know how I pick some positions, this is mainly it. So I'll look at the high and lows and I'll see what the differences are. So I'll look at something like an Etsy and say, Etsy had a high of $232 and a low of $206. The difference between there, you can make a decent amount of money, especially at a $200 price target. So I want to see what the movement is going to be. So you're going to see me do that same thing I did with Yahoo Finance. Go in there, look at all the data, export the data, and say what the average move is for the last couple of days. And if it's like $10 or $8 or so, I'm going to invest in it with hopes to gain $2, but I have to see exactly what the chart is doing. So a lot of cases you'll see me do this to where I go to Etsy, I'll look at Etsy and say, what is the chart doing? Is there potential to gain something in a day trade? Yes, there is potential. You can see this increase. The only thing is that you do have potential to lose money here, so it can stop you out, but then you still do have some time periods to where you would see it go up. So I would probably invest somewhere around this mark. So I would have probably waited for a wide range candlestick here to have that price go up, but then I would have gotten stopped out somewhere here, losing about 20%. And then I would have gotten back into it looking at these three candlesticks, and then you would have seen that price skyrocket up, continue to increase. I would have added my stop losses and gain a little bit of money out of it. So that's what I'm looking for, and I'm going to continue to show those different positions, and I'll have some videos out. I still don't know what I'm doing with channel memberships. I want to do something where I'll have my daily like day trading picks or my heavy movers for the day. So if you're interested in that, please let me know, and I'll definitely make it known. So GME can get to 500. GME can get to 500 with being halted, but AMC can't without a halt. What? No, I've never said that. I don't think it will get to 500 because typically people learn from their mistakes. Typically, I don't think the hedge funds think it's a mistake yet. They still think they could win, and that's why they continue to do this manipulation to bring people out of here. How much capital would you say the average day trader needs in order to make a decent living off of trading? To tell you the truth, you actually don't need to make just a decent living. It depends what your definition of a decent living is. So a lot of people will go into there thinking they can be like, rich, gain, hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars within their first year. No, it's a learning curve. You need to develop your strategy, and sometimes your strategy does change. So I would say that I would say at least somewhere around 20,000, 25,000, just because you can make good money with lower amounts. Like you can look at what I traded with Tesla. I traded only $4,000 worth of capital, and then you could sit here and say that I gained $300, but obviously I need to wait it out until that clears. Then that'll clear in like 2 days or so, and you'll be able to trade again. So that'll be like $600 in the week. That's not a crazy amount of money, but it is decent money. It's something that you can do as like a side job with a couple of trades or so. But yeah, I think that you need a significant amount of money in order to make multiple trades in a day, and not just go into one day with one trade. Some people will go in there and have 5 trades in their books. They want 5 trades in order to gain some sort of profit. Some people will only accept one trade. If that one trade is profitable, they'll accept that one, and then they'll be done trading for the day. And I've had that time to where I did that, traded, I was done for the rest of the day, didn't have to worry about it, gained $1,000 some odd dollars. I'm fine with that. Yeah, you can continue to go for more, but why get greedy when you already won that day? You can accept the win and go on about your day. But yeah, I think that's a good question to say how much you need in order to start day trading. But I think you need to do some sort of research. You need education first. If you don't have any education, then it's not something where you're going to be like profitable. You need education, you need training, you need at least a simulator. You need to trade with dummy money to understand what your strategy will be, and what works best for you. So there's a lot of things that you can invest in, but right from the start, I would say buy a book, whether it's the book that I have down in the description or any other book. I recommend this book because it's easy to understand. We have 1,800 people in here. We should have 1,800 likes, someone says. Yes, we should have 1,800 likes. Hit that like button. Is a digit percentage yearly on my capital? Strategy for finding stock would be good. Okay, you think that would be good? I can definitely do that. I can break that down. But I wanted to do a couple of videos. What's the best simulator? Some brokerage accounts will have a simulator. You can actually do, I think Investopedia has a simulator. You kind of want to go with a simulator that has live movement, and you can look at how the stock market is moving real time, because some will be delayed and you don't want it to be delayed. So I know Investopedia is pretty good. I've used Investopedia back in the day. And I say back in the day, I'm going to be 30 this month. That's going to be great. But yeah, listen to music while trading. Well, yeah, you can listen to music while trading. It does help out. It drowns out the noise, but it's I find it kind of tough to do that. I actually haven't listened to music in a while. You know, after I get off the stream, I'm going to listen to some music. I haven't listened to some. Does Webull have a simulator? I did not know that. Paper trading. Okay. I did not know that they had a simulator here. I'll have to look into it. Yeah, like I said, I mean, I just started really using Webull, and I'm getting I'm overwhelmed with the amount of indicators that they have, you know, different things that they have on here to research a position, and I'm kind of falling in love with a lot of things. I even like the screener. And it's something simple where I'm only looking at the price, what the high, what the low is in order to get my position, looking at a certain price point. I'll probably factor in a couple of other things. I'll maybe have some screeners on dividends, but I want to get used to all of this stuff. Am I a simulator? No, I'm not a simulator. eToro has a simulator. Yeah, simulators are definitely vital to success when it comes to day trading or swing trading, because you never know what you're going to do with your account, and you don't want to blow up your account. That's the main thing you want to get away from, because all day traders, you know, that I wouldn't say that they didn't use a simulator, because I've blown up my account a couple of times, but everybody finds a way to blow up their account. They make a mistake and they notice that, okay, you know, I was stubborn in this case, or, you know, I didn't have an exit point, or I didn't have, you know, I didn't accept my stop loss, whatever. And you kind of blow up your account a little bit. And blow up your account is, you know, you look at it as if your account is, you know, $1,000 and you drop it by 50%. I would consider that blowing up your account. Some people will say that blowing up your account only means going to zero, but if I lost 50% of my money, then that's blowing up your account. Have I ever traded while drunk? No. That would mean I need to trade in, it's not, you're not supposed to drink before 5 o'clock. I mean, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, but no, I've never traded while drunk. I don't get drunk often, especially now. I mean, you know, when I was younger, yeah, obviously, you know, you go to a bar, you have a couple of beers and stuff, but no, I really don't do that now. I'm always working. Do you see AMC going to $20 post-COVID? I do see them at $20. I see them at a $10 to $15 stock now, with the potential to rise as time goes on, as people go to their theaters. Unless you work overnight. Well, that would be doing research overnight. I mean, you can technically trade in the after hours market, but I don't really trade that many times. Key to success, staying sober, 365. I don't know about that. I wouldn't say 365. Some people love to do that. You have a good time. It's great. But it depends what your definition of success is, man, or woman. Do I smoke? No, I don't smoke. I've gotten that multiple times. Does my voice sound like I smoke? I feel like it sounds clear. Well, I still have a little bit of a cough, but it's kind of going away. I had high school class called social science, and one of the class activities was investing in a simulator individually in a group. That's what they should do in every school. I've had that in my school, but I had an amazing teacher that it was outside of the curriculum. But they should do that in every school. Teach people about one, income tax, about filing your taxes. All right, now people are going to continue to ask if I smoke. Come on. Oh, it's because I keep coughing. No, I don't smoke. I don't drink at all. It's only because I had a cold. Smoke what? But smoke something. I don't know. I don't smoke anything. But they should teach people about this stuff in school when it comes to investing and it comes to taxes and all that stuff. Because one thing that people don't understand here is about making money with AMC or GME, and the fact if they make $100,000, they're going to be taxed a crazy amount. So they can't just spend the $100,000, you know? So we're still below that $9 mark. I don't think we pushed above that. Let's see if we, no. We're still at that $9, or close to the $9 mark. I hope that when we get close to the open, we can see an increase here, but we still have about an hour and 30 minutes. Let me know what you guys think about trading. I think we got, yeah. Let me know what you guys think about trading. What's your strategy? Do you believe that, you know, you're more of a person that would like to get in and out? Do you care about making money every day? Do you only care about having enough money for retirement? Do you care about making money by the week? What's your opinion of trading? What's your strategy, really? Do you have any strategy? Are you new to it? How much was my first investment in a stock? I put $1,000 into a penny stock when I was in college. And I lost a lot of it. Then ended up putting that money into, I think it was Twitter. And that was a pretty decent investment. But, you know, then I sold that pretty quick because I made a little bit of money from it. I want to retire in my 30s. See, that's tough. People that say they want to retire, I mean, technically, if you want to trade, trading could be a short-term thing. So this is why I love trading. If I figure out a way to make, even though I love doing my job here, I love trading, I love on YouTube, I love doing all that stuff. But if you figure out a way to make money in the first 30 minutes of the stock market opening, that means that you do research in the morning from, let's say, 6 o'clock till like 10 o'clock, to where you have 30 minutes after that, you know, 30 minutes of the open, to where you can trade and make a little bit of money. That means that you really only have that time period that you're working. The rest of the day, you're free. And that would be obviously the ideal situation, to where you can technically retire in your 30s because you're working on, you know, investing in the stock market, but you know, you're still trading every day. You're still making money every day. You're still paying taxes because you're making a lot of that money every day. So retiring in your 30s is tough. Retiring in your 30s are definitely tough because, you know, you have a lot of time in between, you know, 30 and whenever you actually perish. I gotta log in here. For some reason, it logged me out. Give me a second. Ugh. All right, give me a second. I gotta check my. $80 dividend and all for retirement. That's good. I mean, long-term investing is obviously good. I try and do both. You do see it's going down. AMC is dropping down a little bit, taking a little bit of a hit. I gotta check my email a little bit. Oh, I still don't have anything. Wait, there we go. Oh, I got a delivery today. That's gonna be good. Let's see. Sorry, I got a couple of other things. Sometimes you get distracted. Sometimes. Oh, I didn't type it in. Just got back. You looked at where is that? At that Reddit on no, I didn't look at Reddit. Hey Matt, how do you feel about selling GME right before the squeeze? I feel bad. Obviously, I talked about it multiple times, and I don't think that was a squeeze. It was just them covering a ton of their short positions, plus a lot of people that were investing into it. So yeah, I feel horrible about that because my overall thought was to make more money before that slight squeeze actually happened. And the fact that it happened a couple of days after really makes me feel horrible because yes, I made a little bit of money, made about 1,000 of the loss back, but still you can look at it and say, I had the potential to make a lot more money by holding on to it a couple of more days, but who actually predicted that? I didn't predict it, and I couldn't predict anything that was happening with those positions because all of it was heavily manipulated, and whenever they feel like, covering something, they're going to cover it. So you can't really tell exactly when that's going to happen. And yeah, I feel bad about it, but you can't go back. You can't sit here and be salty about a lot of things. Yes, it's a lot of money, but if you're salty about stuff, then you'll never find a way to continue to make money after that. So you just move on, accept it, and move on. Do you trade on the market open or wait for things to settle? So I wait for things to show me the direction a little bit. So a lot of times with the market open, it will have a large increase, large decrease. That's usually what happens. People are looking to push it or looking to sell off on their position. But for most cases, you're going to see it come back to a norm. In some cases, you're going to see it drop. And I will look for that turnaround to where, let's say it drops down by 10%. I'm looking for it to have a couple of green candlesticks, have some different indicators that are going to tell me the price is going to move up or skyrocket, and then that's when I will invest into it and look for maybe $1, $2, $3 gain, and then that's when I'll invest. So usually it's within I'll invest somewhere in the first 5 minutes or 10 minutes of the stock market opening, and then I can go from there and easily make a profit. So it's more of that pullback method that I do. Makes it very easy to break things down. Day trading, pet my dog and smoke some weed when I retire next year. Well, that will be good. If you can find a way to have a successful strategy, day trading or swing trading, whatever you feel like doing, then yeah, I think that's the best bet. I don't know about petting your dog and smoking some weed, but definitely the day trading part. Actually, you know what? I pet my dog. She's upstairs, but I pet my dog all the time. So, and I don't know if that's a euphemism for something. I hope it's actually you're petting your dog. You know what? Let's leave it there. Wank your dog. So someone thought of it before I even see. Wait for the big dip and then have a big rip. I guess you could say that. I guess you can say that. But yeah, I look at it as something that's abnormal in the first 5 minutes. Where are the cats, Matt? One cat is laying over here on my daughter's chair, actually, and the other cat I think is on the couch. Yeah, he's on the couch. Yes, Great Dane. Oh, you have a Great Dane. I used to be so afraid of Great Danes until I met a Mastiff. Now I'm not afraid of a Great Dane, and I'm still afraid of the Mastiff. So yeah, that's it. I do have a daughter. Um, we have I have two daughters actually. 1,847 people in here. If you can get it above 1,000 likes, that would be amazing. I missed 2 super chats. No, I didn't. I got one. Someone said Old white, old white man. Yeah, I got that one. Let's actually. If someone made 100K off of a stock, I did miss one. If someone made 100K off of a stock, how much should they save for taxes? So I typically, with YouTube and with taxes, I typically save 50% just to be safe. And then when you get to the point to where you're only paying 30 or 35%, you're probably going to end up appreciating the fact that you have extra money sitting there so you can put it back into the stock market or whatever you want to do with it. So typically I will save 50% just for that, just for safekeeping, I guess, even though I know it's not going to be that high. Especially like for me with YouTube, I have a business, so I'll save 50% there, but I can write off a lot of things as business expenses. And there's a lot of things, it goes into my personal taxes rather than like business taxes because it's LLC. So, but that's a whole different story. But for making 100K off of a stock, I would say that you save about 50%. You can do whatever you want with the other 50%, but I would say you save 50% just in case. I mean, you should be good. But yeah, it's usually between like 30 and 40%, but I always say, save a little bit extra, because then one, you're saving a little bit more money, you're putting it aside, and maybe you can put it into the stock market and have your tax money grow as well, which technically means you have to pay more taxes on those gains as well. But still, if you're gaining dividends off of those positions, that will be amazing. Something that doesn't move as much, that would be good. But yeah, I would definitely say save 50%. There was another super chat for $5. Thank you, John Drew, for the super chat. I appreciate that a lot. And thank you, Error58, for the super chat. Hopefully that super chat was not an error. See what I did there? That was a dad joke, I think it was good. I think it was good. Doge isn't going to the moon. I'm not a crypto person, so pre-market gapper. It seems like everything's a pre-market gapper. Everything gapped to this morning, and I guess they were, adjusting for all the decreases they had over Friday. There was a lot of stocks that were down, literally the whole market. What do you think of the options for 3-5 will go? I'm not a fan of how, well, one, I don't really understand options entirely, so I can't speak on the options, but I know that some affect the price and where it moves because you have to buy back those or buy those positions. So I understand how it could affect something, but I don't like to try and predict out to the future, especially something that is unpredictable, like AMC, GME, cost, all of the meme stocks, they're unpredictable. So I can't answer. I didn't answer your super chat? What did you say? There's nothing there. It's literally just a super chat. Let me see if I could find it. John Drew, what did you say? Because it shows as $5 here. That's all it shows. It doesn't show the. Yeah, ask your question. Because it only shows. Yeah, meme stocks does make them sound dirty, I guess. I understand what you mean. And they have to brand them with some type of name just so they can say that it's bad, that we're doing it versus, the hedge funds doing it. Yeah, that super chat had nothing on it though. So John Drew, whenever you have your question, please ask it. The program is Webull Desktop. Yes. If anybody's asking about the program, this is Webull. The link is in the description. If you sign up, you can get 2 free stocks if you deposit $100. using my link. And someone said that is dark themed. Yes, you can change it to dark theme by going to settings. It's easy. You go to settings and change it to dark theme. AMC will hit $7 today and break down. What I'm hoping that I can do is I can predict exactly where it's going to go. Hopefully it goes the positive route and gets up to about that, break even point, so I can see it pull down. If I do see it pull down, then I'll be able to invest at a lower point, gain a lot more money on the turnaround, and that's what I'm hoping to do. So yeah, but then again, I still want to hold on to $15 or $20. I don't want to miss that increase. 26%. And I explained stop loss. So basically a stop loss, what it will do is when the price is going up, right? If you have a price that's, let's say it's skyrocketing, let's look for something that's increasing a lot. So let's say it's skyrocketing, we have $9 here, and we wanted to invest with an increase or a potential gain of 19 cents, right? What we're gonna do is we're gonna watch this go up, we're gonna continue to watch this go up, and what you're gonna do is as it goes up past wherever you feel like you wanted to lose, then you will set a stop loss somewhere lower than where the price is at now. For most cases, once you invest, people will set a stop loss at around 20% of what their profit target will be. So say if you're at $10 and you wanted to gain $8, right? You only want to lose 20 cents on that dollar. So if it goes down 20 cents, you get stopped out. So that's where you will set your stop loss at basically a 20 cent stop loss. If it goes down to a certain price when you invest, then you'll be able to get out very quickly. Limit the amount of money you're going to lose, and then you'll be fine there. So a stop loss is very simple to use. I love using stop losses. I use them all the time. I'd rather use that than a trailing stop sometimes. But in most cases, once I set my price to where I wanted to get in, I'm going to set that, and then I'm also going to set my stop loss for basically 20% of what my profit target will be. So if I'm looking to gain $1, it'll be a decrease of 20 cents. If I'm looking to gain $10, it'll be a decrease of $2. Now, what is averaging down? What is your average now? My average is $9.38. So it's very close to where my average is, and that's why I'm hoping that I can predict exactly where it's going to go. Because if I look at what happened in the past, you're seeing these increases. It does flatten out for a number of days, and then you can see it decrease quite a bit. And I would love to be able to get in at a lower price, a way lower cost basis, basically. Couldn't think of the word. I would love to get in at $5 or $4. That would be amazing. But obviously I missed the boat there because I was invested at that time. So if I'm invested and my cost basis is $9.38, I have to wait for it to get back up there, or I will basically lose $6,000 at that moment. But since I'm close to the break-even point, it would be great to understand exactly where it is going to move, predict what the move is going to be, because any massive increase that we've seen in the past has been partnered up with a massive decrease. I want to see what the volume is going to be so that I can predict whether it's going to come down or not. So that's where it ends up being tough, because I don't want to get out of the position too early to where it ends up skyrocketing, which tends to happen more times than not. You think you can predict it, but the stock market is unpredictable. So you selling? I don't plan on it. I plan on, if I do plan on selling somewhere around there, it's with the thought of getting in at $7, where it will go back down. But I'm probably going to be, like I said, I'm in it for the long haul, to where I'm looking to gain or get up to that $15 mark or $20 mark in the long haul. But I want to gain more of a profit. I feel like at this moment, if it gets up to $20, it's not enough of a profit to hold on to it for that long. Do you know what I mean? So I want to gain a little bit more profit, which may be getting a little bit greedy, in my opinion. But yeah. So you would sell on a massive increase and then buy back in at a massive decrease. Yes, that's what I'm hoping for, but I have to be able to predict it. And if I can't predict it, I'm not going to do it. So that's why and the problem is that this is not predictable and it could possibly go completely the opposite direction. But if you don't see the massive amount of volume, you know that it's going to decrease, which means that you're going to see, that drop down and you're going to be able to invest at a lower price. So that's what I'm hoping for. Love this guy. Watch every day. Big fan. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Your name is congratulations, and congratulations to you, for all the positivity that you give to people. Nice tattoos. Thank you. I would love to get, I'm a huge Marvel fan, so I would love to get a ton of Marvel tattoos. Before I got all this stuff, I wasn't really that big of a Marvel fan. I watched some of the movies, but it wasn't something that was as developed as it is now. So I would love to get a full sleeve of Marvel stuff, but I have pretty much at least all of this arm covered. I'm amazing. You're amazing. Thank you. Everybody hit the like button. We have 1,500 people in here, almost 1,600. If you could hit that like button, that would be great. Get it above 1,000 likes. The more likes we have, the more people that come in here. Love your channel, man. I've learned a lot. What is the best way to maximize profits when buying and selling at the peaks of rising stock prices? So this is where you can maximize your profits. The only way that you can maximize your profits is by limiting losses, because everybody will lose in the stock market. I've lost a number of times. The problem is, or the best thing that I like to put in place is having that stop loss. Because if you always stay to a point to where you're looking to gain, let's say $1 and looking to lose 20%, or gain $1 and looking to lose 33%, whatever your profit to loss ratio is, whether it's 5-to-1, whether it's 3-to-1, whatever it is. If you have all of those stop losses in place, you have more chances to try and win and more things to predict. If it's not going your way, then it's not going your way. Accept the loss and go on about your day. And I didn't mean to rhyme there, but I did. But the best way to maximize your profits is by limiting those potential losses. So yeah, I always say that, because some people will not know when to accept a loss, thinking, you know what, it's going to go up. And have you ever tried trading while being tattooed? No, I haven't. Doesn't seem like the best time to trade. I mean, I'm actively into it, pressing different hotkeys, which I don't use as often, but yeah. AMC will be what price? We still need to figure out what the pre-market is doing and what's going to happen at the end of the pre-market. Really, the last 10 minutes will kind of dictate what's going to happen, because that's where you see most of the movement. Do you believe even without a short or gamma squeeze that AMC is still a good company long term? Yes, I do. Right now, I believe they should be at a $10 to $15 stock. If you look before the pandemic, they were at $7. So where we sit basically now, they should sit a lot higher with all of the popularity, with all of the being talked about, with all of the people invested in their position. They should be a lot higher. So yeah, I think they're definitely a stock that is up there in that $10 to $15 range now, and could push $20 easily after the pandemic. But that's just when people go to their movie theaters. All these movies come out. You see Marvel movies come out. People go to their theaters. Hopefully they can, lower some of their prices a little bit. But Matt, you're killing me. What am I saying? Am I saying something that's funny? Or do I just look funny? Don't answer that question. Where did I learn from? Great channel, by the way. So To tell you the truth, and I don't like to sit here because I am, I do have this book down in my description and it's affiliate link, but I basically learned from here and by doing. So this book is How to Day Trade for a Living by Andrew Aziz, and he has a YouTube channel. I don't think it's as good as it was before. His YouTube channel was amazing, where you've seen his thought process, and also basically reading the book, you can see the way that he thinks on his YouTube channel as well, and it kind of all ties in. But I learned mainly by that and by doing. So I try and make it very simple for me to understand. And what I'm going to do is basically, sorry, let me quickly. Come on. Sorry, guys. Oh, cap locks this one. That's why. There we go. So yeah, I would say that I learned by that book and by doing myself, which kind of sounds weird saying that, so don't take that out of context. But and by trading myself. Still doesn't sound great, but yeah, I learned by doing it myself, and any mistakes that I made, I learned from those mistakes. You can see the bad investments that I made, anything that went crazy negative, the blow-ups of my account. You got to learn, and you have to fail in order to win, in order to succeed. And this is why, a lot of people will say you have to accept losses as a day trader. You have to accept losses as an overall trader. Investor, no, you really don't have to accept the losses, because it's something that's long-term. It's going to be something that's a large gain if you're looking at mutual funds, index funds, or whatever. But yeah, people are funny. Trading yourself. Have I heard of stocks with Bruce? He seems to know, especially about options and what the consequences follow. See, I always wanted to know of any channels that know more about options. I've seen ads where they're talking about top or leading options traders, and I don't believe them. Anybody that's an ad like that, you need to kind of prove yourself. Instead of just showing these ads, it's so many freaking messages. Instead of showing these ads, I don't really like dealing with those people. So I'd rather see people that prove themselves by creating videos or showing all of their stuff. Like that's how it goes. We got another super chat here. Thoughts on XTINT. So I mainly wanted to focus on AMC and GME, but if you're going to send a super chat, I'll look into that. Now, remember, since I am a day trader, I don't really like to focus too much on the news or focus too much on crazy long-term information. Now, I will add swing trading in here and see if it is a swing trading opportunity, but anything that is a crazy long-term investment outside of AMC, really, because that's something I've been actually researching and adding different context into it. I'm not going to know too much about the long term there. Now, it's crazy to be able to see exactly what happened here over, I guess, a number of days, or actually one day. You're going to see a crazy increase here of, what was it, 124%. That is ridiculous. So with any massive increase like that, it had to be pushed by something, and you're going to see a large fall, which is what you're seeing here. It's not as quick as I thought it was going to be, because you would mainly see that in the same day, to where you would see it drop down significantly. Now you can still see it pulling down, but it's going to come back to earth. Now, I don't know what was the reasoning behind all of this, but it does look like it was just a push of the stock, which means that you are going to see a massive pull of it. So do I think it's a long-term gainer? No, I think you need to kind of, it would even though it would not really be chasing the stock by definition, because chasing the stock means that you're chasing it on the way up. This is more chasing the price to go back up to where it was, and I feel like that's not the case here. I feel like it's not something that you're going to see a massive increase. You're going to see these slow depleting of the stock price. Something that was up at $6 at one point and then dropped all the way down to $3.70 over you know, the after hours market you're seeing it drop that much. It was at $4.33 and dropped a significant amount over the after hours market. So yeah, it's tough to say whether it will go back up without any news, without the reasoning behind all of this. But just looking at the stock prices, looking at where it moved, looking at the candlesticks, it's not something that I can say you're going to see a crazy increase off of. Like you can see that increase here, and you can see how it did fight for a while, which means that it did have buying power and people push back up the position. But you can see it slowly, you know, tapering off. And the fact that it is flattening out is good, but I don't know if you'll see the same amount of buying power. I don't see any crazy orders coming in. So yeah, if you are looking to get in and gain some sort of these profits from, like, say, let's see how much movement this is. Yeah, so $4 to $5, that's definitely good movement. And maybe you'll see some pretty good moves like that from $3 to $4 to where you can get a day trading opportunity out of it or something like that. But I don't think it's a swing trade, or I also don't think it's a long-term investment, in my opinion. But this is just my opinion. How do you avoid paying taxes legally when you sell? That I don't know the answer to that. I always just pay my taxes. For businesses, I'd say the way you get away from taxes is by reinvesting the money into your business. If you reinvest the money into your business, and obviously you get away with a lot of taxes as long as, you know, you're actually using it on business expenses. But for the stock market, you really can't get away from it, from what I understand. If anybody else has a legal way of getting away from taxes, then go ahead and say that. But I always pay my taxes. Are you able to keep up with your losses and gains at the end of the year for taxes, for tax time? With so much buying and selling, does it get overwhelming? No, because it all goes to a year to date. You get a report basically, so they're going to send you, you know, your tax information and what your gains were, what your losses were, and you'll be able to know how much you have to pay in taxes. So they basically do all that stuff for you. You can just print out the form. It's very easy. It's not something where you have to keep up with it every single day, to where it's like, all right, I lost $50 today, let me jot this down. I lost $20 today, let me jot this down. They have like some sort of accounting system built into their software to factor all of the gains in, because remember, you get taxed on the gains, not on the money that you invested. So if you invest $25,000 every single day and then end up getting back an extra $1,000 or $2,000 every day, that's not something where they're going to say, all right, well, you're taxed on $27,000 every day. No, you're taxed on $2,000 per day on average. So it's pretty simple. Watch Jake Tran's video on how the rich evade taxes. It's fun information. I really like Jake Tran's channel. Where he came from, where I seen him at 12,000 subscribers or so, and then I think he made the the Graham Stephan video, and ended up blowing up from there, and made a MKBHD video, and I really like his form of editing and storytelling as well. All of the research that he does, it's amazing. But I think he can add a little bit more things in there, like, I don't know, a couple of more stories that are, I guess, relevant to what I see. But there are some that I just don't even want to watch, even though they got a ton of views. It's not something that I really want to watch. But some of them, I mean, a lot of them are really good. Seeing where certain people came from, all of that stuff. Do I recommend buying Doge? I'm not a crypto person, so I'm not going to recommend. I'm not going to recommend anything. You get a 1099 at the end of the year. Yeah, yes. I don't recommend I'm not going to recommend anything, but I'm not going to tell people about crypto because I don't know about crypto, and I'm not going to talk about something I don't know. Doge is a joke. Yeah, I mean, you can say that. Ooh. We almost have 1,000 likes. We have 1,400 people in here. Please hit that like button. Can you live on $2,500 in the UK? Why are you asking this? Nazer, he doesn't know anything about Doge, but I suggest not. Has Doge been dropping? Because I haven't seen anything about them lately. I haven't really seen anything about any real like crypto as well. I know I still do keep up with where they're at. Bitcoin's still at 48,000, but it fluctuates like crazy, right? A decrease all the way down. Jeez. Whew. So can we get AMC above $9 in the pre-market? I mean, we have quite a bit of time. Still have over 30 minutes to get through this. Cough, cough, Corona. No, that's not it. It was not for you. New investors still seem to be flooding into the stock market. I got a message from my platform about predicting customer service problems due to a massive influx of new accounts. Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that so many new people are getting into investing and trading and whatever the form of putting money into the stock market is. I'm really happy with that. Because, you know, then people really want to learn, and obviously I can talk about something that I love. Throughout the 2 years of doing YouTube, I've been talking about credit cards. I love credit cards. I love personal finance, but I like investing and I like day trading more, which I couldn't really talk about it because it never really got traction. It would get like 80 views because the people that were subscribed to me really wanted to look at credit card information, and anytime they seen any investing information, it was never looked at as something they're interested in. So I did have a couple of videos that blew up. I had how to day trade, or how to trade with Fidelity, that got like over 100,000 views. Also another one that was how to trade with Fidelity but in Active Trader Pro, that got about 30,000, I believe. But you know, I got a couple of videos that got some good views from it, but you didn't really see too many. And then I started making more investing videos and they would get like 80 views or 100 views versus credit card videos getting 1,000 views. So people wanted to know about this. They were asking questions about this. And that was where I gained most of my subscribers from, that and stimulus checks as well. Thoughts on HCMC? Lawsuit against Philip Morris. Again, I don't really get into news too much, especially since the fact that this is a penny stock, a very large penny stock at that. So if we look at a couple of days, let's look at more than that. Let's look at a month. You're going to see the price increase to 0.0065% or 65 cents, and dropped all the way down to 0.007 or 17 cents, maybe even lower than that. Actually dropped a little lower than that, but currently at 0.0018 cents. So yeah, it's something that I don't recommend anybody really gets into. No offense to anybody that is in it, that wants to hold to push this up. But you can see that you have this massive increase, which comes with a massive decrease, whether it comes over a number of days or one day. The reason for this is you have a lot of people that are pushing this position and getting into this position in order to increase the price a crazy amount. But then you see those same people end up selling because they gained way more than 50% or 100% or 1,000% on their money. So that's where it ends up being very tough to take in. But yeah, I would say that it's not something that I would look to as a long-term day trading, any investment, because I don't really go with penny stocks anymore because I had little success with them. I wouldn't say that you can't be successful with them. I just had little success. So that would be my opinion on HCMC. GoPro seems dead. What is GoPro doing? Is it something that's shorted? Yeah, that's definitely dropping down significantly. Let's see what they did over the 10,000 foot view here. So they did increase from the $6 all the way up to $12 in a number of months. It's back from November. So you did see some large increases here. I wouldn't say that they're dead. It gives more of an opportunity for people to buy in and drive this price up again. You see a lot of selling power here, so you might want to wait it out a little bit, but I don't think that they're completely dead. I think you may see some pretty good increases here. Let's see what one day does. Does it move like $1? It looks like it only moves like 8 cents. I don't know what the high and low is. High and low, it doesn't even move $1. So that's not good. But let's look at, oh. You see a good increase over the pre-market here. But yeah, it doesn't really move enough in order to make a decent amount day trading. But if you're looking to swing trade or get a long-term position, I think you could possibly get some good movement here, especially with it dropping down to pre-increase prices, I guess. What is your guess about what AMC is about to go up to today? My guess, right, and it's good that you said guess because it isn't guess. My guess with AMC is that if we see this push up to that $9 mark, I think it's going to find a way to resist it. We have a lot of selling power here. So with people looking to sell at this moment, and it may be people that are going to sell, or it might be more hedge funds looking to short positions. But I do think we're going to see a decrease here. If the last 10 minutes doesn't go for an increase up to $9 or $9.19 or somewhere around this mark, then it's not going to be something where we see a massive sell-off, but we are going to see something where we have it a decrease. That's been the trend over the last couple of days, has been that initial decrease, and then either a complete pullback or something, or sorry, a complete push-up, or probably slowly flatten out and then end up increasing. But I would say my guess is that the initial a candlestick is probably going to be a large red candlestick without seeing the last, I guess, 30 minutes or so. Better smartphone camera and mounts have killed GoPro. That's true. 100% true, but I still think GoPro is unique because I don't know if you can do the same things that you can do with GoPros, right? With smartphones and mounts and things like that. You still don't have those smaller cameras. You definitely have a little bit of competition with kind of no-name competitors that are bringing some pretty good products. But GoPro is definitely unique. I think that their price point is a little ridiculous. I've looked into them a couple of times, but I haven't looked at them as an investment. But if you look at them long term, yeah, they were dropping in price a crazy amount way back when, and they started to increase again. It just depends when you could catch traction, and it all depends on buyers and sellers, not just on market news or what's happening with their financials. It could be literally just people that are buying and selling. We have 999 likes. Get it to 1,000. Hit that like button. What would your top 3 dividend paying stocks be long term? Well, since the fact that you are into dividends, right, and looking for it long term, most people that look into dividends want to gain growth of the stock and dividends from it. But if you're looking for just dividend growth, I always go with monthly dividends. And I talked about this in one of my previous videos. I love going with like a Realty Income or LTC Properties or even an SPHD. But some stocks that I look into that have dividends have now stopped paying a dividend. So Yeah, I always go with monthly paying dividends because I like to see that monthly flow of money through the door. But yeah, that's what I would go with. If you want my full look on dividend stocks, I can definitely do a video on that. If that's what you're interested in, I can go ahead and jot that down. Yeah, because I would like to give people, because most people want to see, growth in the stock, and then also dividend payers. Because the point of investing into the stock market is to make money. It's not to own any portion of the business. That's how it was in the past. It's like, hey, I own a portion of this business. I feel great about it. And now it's about, hey, how much money can I make from this position? If I buy it at this price, can I sell it at a higher price? And then what you can also get is the dividend portion of it. Is if I buy this right now, can I gain dividends consistently? Does it have enough strength to last throughout basically my lifetime of holding that position? And then also, can I gain something from it if I choose to sell the position? Because you can gain a ton out of dividends, but if that stock consistently decreases and you lose, let's say, $3,000, but you only gain $3,000 worth of dividends over the lifetime of holding it, then you basically broke even, and there was no reason to hold on to that position. Please do a dividend video. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I did do a monthly paying dividend video if you want to check that out, but I'll do something that's more in depth with dividends. Just wait until there's a quarterback Cam in the NFL, aka GoPro Cam. Yeah, Cam Newton. You show AMC and GME charts at the same time, please. I don't know if I can show both of them at the same time. I haven't figured out how to do that. Every time I click on a name, it shows me different ones, but you can see exactly what's happening here. It's not exactly the same. You do see that gap up. You do see two large touch points, but it's not exactly the same. I would say, look at GME and costs. GME and costs kind of look the same, even though you have more of an increase at the end for GME, but AMC and GME don't really look exactly the same. They don't have the exact same movement over the same time period. So if you're looking for manipulation, you're not really seeing it there. GME is dead cow. Can you and Matt Kors do a collab? What's his opinion on trading? Does he have more of a long-term investing strategy? I haven't actually seen any of his videos. I've seen they give me suggestions or recommendations on who's going live and all this stuff because I'm talking about this stuff and the things that I search for. But yeah, I haven't actually seen one of his videos. Open a new browser and resize. This is not a browser. This is a platform here. So it's literally an application that you download, and it's something that updates as you click on certain names. So you'll see everything update as you click on that name. So I believe there's a way that I could do it, but I'm not 100% sure how, and I'll have to look it up because that's a great way to do it. AMC starting to deviate. Oh, I don't see that. You can compare charts using the grid function. It's 4 boxes next to the drawing tool. Oh, thank you for doing that. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that a lot. Millie315. Thank you for saying that. I can look at AMC and I can look at GME. That helps me out a lot. The only thing is that you can't really see all of it together. I guess this does look sort of similar. They're just over different time periods, I believe. Like I believe this one hit, this is at 8 o'clock, or this is at 7 o'clock, and this is at 8 o'clock. So it looks sort of similar with the shape, but it's at different time periods. So yeah, that's very interesting there. Very interesting. So you can't really fully see the manipulation, but it does look like there's some sort. Because it's similar, it's just moved an hour. Good morning, click the grid next to the chart. Someone did help me out. Thank you for saying that, Kyle. I appreciate that a lot. If I wouldn't have seen that message, it would have been great to be able to see this. So both of you helped me out a lot. Because I could actually see 4 charts if I wanted to. That's amazing. Didn't know that. Learned something new today. Learned that you can see the indicators and add my indicators on here. So let me add my, I don't know where my 15 moving average always goes away. So we have about 30 minutes until the market opens. What do you think the stock price is going to do today? Is there a chance AMC will go more than $10.30 today? There's definitely a chance. But then again, like I said, it's all dependent on what the buyers do, what the volume is. The pre-market volume looks pretty good, but we want to see what the actual volume is going to be. The average volume that we usually see is 130 million shares, right? So we needed to surpass that. We did have a time period to where we surpassed the 400 million share mark, but we've seen a huge negative a downturn. You said Matt Kors makes bad trades, teaches people bad habits. To be the I guess play devil's advocate. That's what I was looking for. Play devil's advocate there. Everybody makes bad trades. I've made a bad trade recently, with GME. Obviously, the thought process was that I was going to make more money in the time that GME gains. It looks like AMC stock price is dropping down more. But everybody makes bad trades. To play devil's advocate here, I make bad trades. Everybody makes bad trades. It's how you recover from those bad trades. But I don't know what habits he actually teaches people. Is it more of a, like, what is it, like, what's his strategy? Is it day trading? Is it swing trading? Is it long-term investing? Is he more of like an index fund holder? Like what? Like I feel like I don't gain as many concurrent viewers as I used to with this. And I would say it's probably because of the fact that I sold GME. Maybe that's it. But I think that actually the viewers lowered before that actually happened. Because I was getting at one point like 14,000. I had as much as like 16,000 concurrent viewers, which was crazy. Which Matt? I don't know what Matt you're talking about at this point. You say Matt is using an account he has fun with. Like Matt. Goes a lot to technical analysis, but is it technical analysis due to swing trading or day trading? Like I don't know. Duck shirts and magic chairs. What? I don't understand. Everybody finds success in their own way, right? It's okay, Matt. You were keeping it real, selling the GME. Yeah, I guess it's something that's relatable. Swing trading is trading over multiple days. So basically, what we're doing with AMC and GME and all these stocks, I'm not going to call them meme stocks, even though I just said it right now. Swing trading is basically holding a position overnight with the thought of selling it in the coming days or the coming weeks, versus day trading always, buying and selling in the same day, looking to gain a profit no matter what. You're not holding overnight. Of course, is immature and uneducated. I can't say that I can comment on that because I haven't seen any of this stuff. I'll definitely check out some of his, like a couple of his videos. Matthew makes me feel tingly inside. All right, well, you're welcome, and thank you for saying that. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. Matt's more goofy on stream versus you, keeps it more mature, but I think both are good. Yeah, I guess that's a good way to sum it up then. Coors is probably a millionaire. I mean, you would like to think that. I would say I would definitely be a millionaire if I decided to not spend as much money as I spend. I choose to save the normal amount, 10 to 20%. I don't try and oversave. There are some people that will save 99% of their income. I'm not. I'm looking to have fun with life and buy all the different things that I can buy while making money. Let me dismiss all this. Too much stuff here. Wait, I gotta check that. Well, what do you spend money on? I spend money on watches. I spend money on like we're building a gym in the garage, a garage gym. I also am putting together my own simulator, which is not really that expensive, but I'm putting together my own simulator. Right now, I still don't have an impact screen, so I just used like a white blanket or of some sort until that happens, because I get impatient. I love golfing, so I spend money on golf, on a lot of YouTube equipment, which technically is a business write-off, but until we get to taxes, I really save 50% of what the income is on anything. So yeah, I would say until we get to taxes, that money's still held up, and then I can use it to put it into the stock market or do something with it. All the streamers are great. Yeah, everybody's great in their own way. I like listening to different people. I've shown up on multiple people's streams and just commented, hey, I'm here because you support AMC and would like to hear your thoughts, exactly what you trade. As long as I have time, I'll watch some of them. What is the target for GME actually? I would hope they get to like 120 today, but then again, you're gonna see, it looks like you're seeing this decrease from where it was at that 110 mark. But you can see that they have typical movement of somewhere around $30. So with the typical movement, let's say if this is the high, you may see it decrease as low as $70. If this is somewhere of the middle ground, you may see it increase to about 110, 115, versus going down to I don't know, $85 or so. Golf is a business write-off. Always has been. Always have business meetings on the golf course. Yeah, I guess that's true. You have business meetings on the golf course, but I also I have a TikTok that I would like to get to 10,000 followers golf wise, so that I can make money off of that, which will make it a business write-off. It goes towards my media business. So yeah, I have YouTube. I also have my TikTok that I do for personal finance, which I have 20,000 followers on, and I make money from that. So anything that goes into that, I can use as a business write-off. And then also my golf TikTok. Is Is the Black Panther movie your favorite movie? No, I would say Thor Ragnarok is. Thor Ragnarok is amazing. I watched that so many times. You consider watches an investment or expense? It depends. If it's a more expensive watch, then yes, I consider it an investment. But it is an expense for the watches that I buy because they're not really super expensive. Like I would say the max amount that I spent on a watch was probably $375, which that may be more in the investment phase for me. But then once I end up getting to a point to where I buy a watch that's like a Rolex or I don't know, a crazy expensive watch, then yeah, I'll consider it an investment. And if I use it in a video, talk about those watches, then all of those are business write-offs. Because the purpose of those videos were to talk about those watches. Have you watched WandaVision? Yes, I'm in so much pain right now because I really would love to watch. Was it episode 9? Is it episode 9? That's the finale this week. So I'm in so much pain because I need to finish the story. I'm a person that loves to finish stories. But I can't finish it because it hasn't come out yet. Ragnarok is my favorite too. Have you watched WandaVision? Yes, I have. Still waiting on the rest of it. Weibo allows swing trading and day trading. Yes, they do allow swing trading and day trading. We're getting very close to the open, and you could see the price fluctuating. I thought it was going to decrease below 850, but if we see that increase, if we see that massive increase over the last 10 minutes, we may see a point to where if it gets up to $9 or so, it may have a little bit of a sell-off. But even if it's down here, it's going to have a little bit of a sell-off. It's been a trend that the price has gone down. Let's talk about AMC. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. But yeah, like I said, it's been a trend that the price has gone down on the initial candlestick, has had a large drop. Now, some of them have quickly recovered, and some of them have continued to go down. And you can see we're at 860, 862. GME, we're seeing that price drop as well to 102, 101. It's now down or close to break even from where it closed. Matt, you weren't on Friends. No, I wasn't on Friends. AMC to $100. I don't know about that right now. I still think that it's possible. Yes, you could still see the volume. You could still see the amount of people holding it. You could still see that there are a ton of shorted shares out there, a ton of shorted positions that these hedge funds hold. But yeah, I think, there's a huge potential for it to increase a massive amount. But like I said, the overall value of this position should be above $10. So if you're holding below $10, then you're good. You're golden for the long term as long as you can hold on to it for a long time. It's not anything that's going to decrease at a massive scale unless everybody sells off. GME to 150. Today, I want to see some positive movement. I want to see what the volume is actually going to be today for AMC and GME. I would love the volume to be at 200 plus million, but I don't know. It looks like if we see less volume, we're going to see a drop down, a significant amount that it drops. So hopefully we see some sort of increase to tell us what the volume is, and then I can dictate whether I'm going to be able to quickly get out and then get back in at a lower price, because that's what I want to do, is lower that cost basis. I would love to get in at $7, but right now I'm at $9.38, which is a gain, but not enough of a gain if it does only get to $10 or $15. So Matt, are you serious? I own at $8.50. Yeah, I think anything below $10 is amazing. Anything below $10 is something where you can gain that money no matter what in the long haul, because it is a $10 to $15 stock, and something that could push 20 in the long run. But obviously people want to see gains now. Are you related to Tyler Perry? I'm not related to Tyler Perry, from what I know. we see 300 on GME again? It's very tough to say. I was predicting that we get up, in the past, I predicted that we got up to $200. Seeing it at $200, I was saying that $300 was definitely in the cards because it was a very quick movement, something that you did expect more to come, just like you've seen for AMC, to where you had those larger increases and GME wasn't increasing as much, but then all of a sudden GME popped up, 100% and then 80% over the after hours market. So yeah, it's still possible, but I would still say that $200 is more of the play. Same. I want to get back on at a lower price. You are related to Matthew Perry, despite he is white. I don't know. No, I'm not related to him. That's a totally different Perry group. Maybe I am. I don't know if the name travels back that far. Does Tyler Perry trade stocks? He probably does. I would imagine he has investments. I wouldn't say that he day trades, but he probably invests his money into various places, index funds, mutual funds. He has a lot of money. I think he's a billionaire. Yeah, he is a billionaire. Related to Perry the platypus. This is going completely into a different direction here. We have about 19 minutes, 18 minutes until the stock market opens. And we're going to see what the movement is today. And remember, I'm only streaming until 10 o'clock, so make sure you hit that like button. Hopefully that brings the price up. I'm sorry for whoever asked if you were related to Tyler Perry. Made me laugh. Like, what type of question is that? So far you seem insightful and definitely going to stay here. I appreciate that. And yeah, I don't think you're sorry for whoever asked. I don't think it's a bad question. People ask me it all the time. Are you related to Tyler Perry? And to tell you the truth, I really don't know. I really don't. I know that my dad's side of the family is from down south, the Georgia and North Carolina area. So being from there, you can see that, yes, Tyler Perry grew up in Georgia, so it's quite possible that it could be, but I physically don't know. I don't really know my dad's side of the family that often, or sorry, that well. So there's some of my dad's side of the family that's up here, but then there's a lot that's down there still. Related to Katy Perry. Come on now. Like, what are you even talking about here? All right, so AMC, like I said, we have on over 15 minutes until the stock market opens. We want to see that push up. I would love to see it, get up to $9 here. I want to see exactly what it's going to do in the open. Hopefully we see some sort of increase. We see an influx of volume. What do you think is actually going to happen? My dad's people are from North Carolina also. Really? Small world. Are you in New York? No, I live in Pennsylvania. Are you related to Chandler Bing? He's related to French Perry's. I don't know what that is. Does my wife's boyfriend trade? I don't know if he trades. My wife's boyfriend. You look a lot like William Perry. Any relation to him? My cousin's name is Will Perry, but I wouldn't say that you know him. Pittsburgh, Philly, or Middle PA. I live in Reading, Pennsylvania. Can you give some insight on AEZS. Oh. AEZS, what is it? Just quick, very quick. So it's at $1.17. Let's see what the long term or the longer term look of it. So looking at the last 5 days, you can see that it's pretty much flat, no real movement. You do have movement from basically this moment in the after hours market if you can only trade during the hours of where it opened and closed. You can see that you're not getting a significant enough gain in order to day trade unless you buy a large amount of shares. But seeing something like this that moves up and down, that has a lot of movement there, it doesn't really look like something I would want to get into. You did see a large increase and a massive decrease here, which I would have thought that, you know, it was kind of falling in line. What is I thought that maybe it was a cannabis stock the way that it was falling. Yeah, so I mean, it looked like something that was compared to a cannabis stock to where it falls back in line to what the increase is going to be. But I wouldn't say with all of this negativity here, you're probably going to continue to see that. And I don't know where the true bottom actually is, where it fights those bottoms. So you want to see some more touch points before you can get into the position if you're looking to get into it. If you bought in up here, then I don't believe it's going to come back to there for a long time. You may see them push it maybe a couple of months from now, but it's not going to be anything that comes up anytime soon. Oh, not cannabis stocks. What are cannabis stocks doing? Up about 4 or 5%. Pretty good. So again, I want to see some good movement. Oh, I want to see some good movement in the next there we go. In the next 10 minutes. That's what we got to see. I'm so tired. William Perry, Matthew is like 1/4 his size, like the refrigerator Perry. If you don't know, I'm 6'3". So I'm probably not 1/4 his size. If you're talking about width-wise, then yeah, probably not that either. I'm probably like half. Because I'm 6'2" and a half, 210 pounds. You wanted to know everything about me. What's a cannabis stock? So there's a lot of stocks here that are cannabis-driven companies, like Tilray, like CGC, like ACB, Alpha. Like you're going to see all of these different stocks here that grew a significant amount, which I'm glad that that's hovering above my initial trend line that I built. So it's really following that trend line. I'm glad that I built that. So you can see that here, you see that massive increase that it did have over a short period of time, and then obviously that large fall because they pumped the cannabis stocks and then decreased the cannabis stocks. So if you look at this, you're going to see that trend line going up, and that's where I feel like it's going to be. It's going to continue to drive up there and increase, slowly increase. So $30, $40, $50 over the next couple of months. How do you expect, how low do you expect AMC to get after the squeeze? Like I said, I believe that it is right now it is a $10 to $15 company. I feel like it will not get below that. Now it will fluctuate, so it will go down and up. Every stock will as people get in and out. But I believe that it's a $10 to $15 stock. So in between there, that's where you'll see the fluctuation. And with the potential post-COVID to get to $20 or so. You were an amazing actor with Jennifer Aniston. I wish. I love Jennifer Aniston. What's up, Matthew? What do you think about GME today? So like I said with GME, there's definitely an average move with GME to move like $30 within the day, high to low. So if right now is the middle point, then we could see it increase to about 115, which it looks like it's pulling away from the 110 mark. You go with the 1 minute chart. Yeah, so it looks like it's pulling away from that 110 mark, right? You could see that when it opened, it pulled away at that 110 mark as well. So you may see the fluctuation between 110 and maybe even $85. So that's where you see most of the movement is within that $30 mark. Now, if you see a ton of volume come in, then you could see that increase to a larger scale. But to be conservative, I would say that it would be around 115, between 115 and $85 is where you're going to see some movement. So the highest I think it could get at today, as of looking at the pre-market, if the pre-market dictates anything, is that it's going to pull back at the 115 mark. You're going to see a lot of sell orders come in and maybe drive the price down to $85 as well. But you'll see some fluctuation, which may make it a day trading opportunity as long as you have the funds there. Let's go see if I have any free stocks here. All right, so I have 4 free stocks. We're not going to play that game of how many ADT I'm going to get, but we can see what we're going to get here. It looks like AR is the new position instead of ADT. ZNGA. So I got 4 free stocks there. If you want to get free stocks, make sure you hit the link down below, sign up, deposit $100, and you'll get those free stocks. So I didn't get any ADT today. Yeah, I didn't get any ADT. Need to put 20K in GME. Any advice? So for GME, if I wanted to give you advice, it's definitely a mover. So if I look at the average movement over the last, I don't know, however many days, you can see that the average movement was around $30, and it was skewed by a couple of $60 moves. But I would say that they're definitely a day trading opportunity. I don't know how much potential GME actually has with the fact that it already had a squeeze. I don't know what the larger, what the thought process is behind it, if it is going to push again. But I believe it's just going to be push and not anything more than that. It's not going to be something where it squeezes again. I can't really see that. You do have a larger amount of shorts still out there, but I still believe that, you know, $200 is kind of close to the top price, and you're going to see that fluctuation. The good thing is with GME, you are going to see movement of $10+ every day. Do you mind if I share your channel on Facebook? No, go ahead. You can share it anywhere you want. I'm doing this publicly, so you can share it anywhere you want. How much do you have in GME? I don't have anything in GME anymore. I sold at a lower price, which is not good, right before the push actually happened. So again, bad decision on my part. It was the thought of making a little bit more money, and before it actually pushed, I made a little under $1,000 or so. It might have been a little over $1,000, and ended up making some of that money back. But the thought was that I was going to be able to have a number of days in order to make a profit compared to how much I could have made with GME. So I was going to make up that loss anyways. But the fact that it grew in the same day was something that was crazy. Brad, thank you for answering that though. My AMC average is $7.67. Yeah, I would love to get there. Why didn't I buy back in? The funny thing is, I was making it, so with GME, I wanted to make sure that I was disciplined, right? That was the whole purpose, is that I wanted to show that I was disciplined. And the longer that I held on to it, the more that I wasn't disciplined, because my overall thought with GME was to gain a day trade out of it, nothing more than that. And now that I seen the price increase, I did see it go from 40 to 60, And I was like, should I invest here? Because this is lower than where I was. I would have less shares. I could still gain a decent amount of money because I feel like the stock price is going to go up. And it just didn't. It didn't go my way. Do you think AMC will ever reach $20 range again? Bought it at $17. I'm feeling kind of stupid right now. Did you buy in that day to where it opened at $17? Because that was tough. I do think that it will reach $20. It's just going to take a long time. If you have any time to average down, that would be the best bet. But how much of a loss would you be taking? If it's not a crazy loss, like if you're down, obviously you're down more than 50%. Well, not now, but well, no, not now. Not now. You're down like 40 something percent, right? If it's a crazy loss, then it's obviously hard to take it. You need to average down. But again, we need to use that term advice loosely because it's not financial advice. This is merely my opinion. If it was my situation where I invested at $17, which I never chase the stock ever, so when I seen that price drive up, I could have sold at that point, made a decent amount of money, but then I would have never been able to get the chance to average down again. I ACH'd it. Oh, I thought you were talking about my money that I put in my account. Oh, it looks like some of it hit. Okay, that gives me some buying room, but it doesn't. Obviously, it's not all of it. Jeez, I'm missing about 4,000 some odd dollars that still didn't clear. All right, so I'm going to answer this. What's my opinion? What are you looking for in this analysis? Are you looking for long term or short term? If you want any type of analysis, let me know exactly what you're looking for. More of a long term or short term analysis here. Yeah, let me see what that person has to say. I see the super chat of WLL or Lightning Petroleum. Long term. Okay, so you're looking for a long-term play here. So let's look at the the history. So with a lot of the long-term information, you obviously want to go a lot with the news. But what we want to see is that 200 EMA well below the 15 moving average, which we are seeing a separation here, so that crossover and separation, which we did see in the past, but you're seeing a little bit more of a separation at this point, meaning that it has a lot of buying power, and seeing that shows that it is going to continue to increase. However, you do need to see some pullbacks, which is not something that you do see with this position. You don't see a lot of hard pullbacks, which is a good stock to get into for anything that's long term. So you can see the only thing that you have here, that you do have this little dip, this valley. It's quite a substantial dip actually. But with this dip, you mainly have more of a recover and then icing on the cake after that. So with a long-term look of this, looking at the 10,000 foot view, you can see that it is a massive mover, a massive increase. Let's look at more of the 100,000 foot view, see what we can get here. So a lot of this increase was based off of a gap up in August, or I guess in September here. And then obviously started to taper off a little bit, but then started to increase. Good thing is it did pass the initial gap up point, which means that it does have enough buying power to continue growing. Now, I don't know what's happening with the news because I don't generally look at the news too much, so you might want to look into it a little bit, but just know anything that does increase, you are going to have something that comes back to earth a little bit. So make sure you, if you're looking to get into it at a certain point, that you look for some sort of a pullback, which it may not have a pullback right now, especially since the market's now opening. You see it increasing. It's at 3% up. So yeah, I mean, I think this does have potential. If you are looking to hold on from some period down here, you can see some sort of increase. But I want to get back to AMC. Hopefully that does help. So it looks like AMC is now making a little bit of moves. Let's see what's happening here. It's decreasing a little bit. You can see that pullback, but we do have a lot of buying power. You can see how it's fighting it. Typically, we would see that large red candlestick in a minute, and hopefully we see the buying power push it up. It looks like it's really fighting it. It did open at $8.86, but it does look like you have a lot of buying power here. With GME, it's finding a way to have green candlesticks. Upward trend, 106 already. Let's see if we can push that up. If it pushes up too fast, you may have some sort of decrease. So this is definitely a time to where if you're looking to see it move up, this will be a time to find a way to get in somewhere around that $1.06 mark. Let's see what the movement is. It's definitely going to have a lot of movement. You can see GME is now pushing up to that 110 mark, close to it. Making some moves here. You see cost that's up. A lot of things that are green today, green this morning. That's good. You know, it's about to push 110. It's now above 110 here. It's definitely driving up. If it moves up too fast, it's going to halt. So hopefully you see maybe a couple of red candlesticks here, not huge ones, but little ones. You do have AMC above $9 now, pushing up as well. Let's see if you can make some moves here. Remember that the morning always goes one way. Look at that. You're seeing it pull back now. Seeing it pull back. People are taking their profits. You're seeing a lot of shorts that are going through. You're seeing the same thing with GME. It was above 110, 111. That may be to the point to where you fight at that 110 mark, that 111 mark, 115 mark, and then get all the way down to a point to where it is 85. It typically has that movement of $30 in between. Yes, the platform that I'm using is Webull. All you have to do is click the link in the description. You can get free stocks if you sign up and deposit $100. So we have a lot of buying power. You can see that where's the volume at so far? The volume is now at about 12 million, which is pretty good. It's not crazy, but it's pretty good. So we need that to push above $9 again. You can see the fight that we are having at this point. Are we going to see more of a decrease? Typically, you will see that decrease right from the beginning. But if you do see an increase, just know that with any massive increase comes a decrease. You're going to see it. Too much, 85. 75? What are people saying? When is the next short squeeze? That's to be determined. I mean, we need to see the volume. We also need to know that the short positions are being held. But yeah, you can see that we're definitely battling right now. Make sure you hit that like button. We have 1,400 people in here. Looking at a short-term play at T. AT&T. I'm glad I learned that. Well, someone taught me it. The only thing is it's like a smaller form. So we are sitting at 107, which is definitely good. That's higher than when we opened, right, at 104. So we're up basically 5% from close to close. From open to close, we're up, let's say it's about 2%. Cost is up. That made a huge move from $16 to $7.50. You could have made a decent amount of money there. The problem is that that's really unpredictable exactly where it's going to go, but you could have made some money there. So we're looking for that fluctuation that it looks like everything is basically the same. Yeah, you do have that larger red candlestick to where it started, but you're seeing that drop significantly over the next candlestick. I'm so tired. What price would you buy more GME at? If I was looking to buy more GME, I would definitely like to see it go a lot lower. But if I'm looking to day trade it, there's definitely opportunity between certain areas. So you can see a GME is probably going to fluctuate between under $100, right under $100, or this may be the bottom. But it doesn't look like that price is decreasing it too much. So you might see more of an increase here. So you could possibly find a way to get in if it goes down to that 105 mark and drive it on the way up. This might be the absolute bottom here. The way that it's moving, and it might not be the absolute bottom of the day, but right now it might be the bottom as you see it, increasing here, taking this, and fighting below this point. It's not really pushing the break-even point of where it opened. It's $4 up, $5 up, $3 up at this moment. AMC is not really making the same moves as GME here. In the beginning it was, but AMC we would like to see them above that $9 mark. That would be amazing. But it may be the point where we have consistent growth throughout the rest of the day. Looks like they're mimicking each other. Look at that. They look pretty similar. Wow. They look pretty similar. Do they not? What's the difference between short squeeze and gamma squeeze? So I believe a gamma squeeze, and I don't want to say this wrong, but I believe a gamma squeeze is a shorter form of a squeeze, but it's done by options, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm not going to speak to something that I don't know of. But I know a short squeeze is always driven by the amount of short positions and the short interest. So most times you will get squeezed out of, or the hedge funds will get squeezed out of their positions, or whoever's holding that short will get squeezed out of their positions by the form of interest, paying that interest, saying that you're going to be holding this for a long period of time, so you're going to pay more and more interest. Also, the price keeps going up, so people that are holding those shorts end up selling those positions. But gamma squeeze, I know, is definitely a lot different, but it's not going to be the same form of a squeeze that you would see with a short squeeze. It's not going to be to that scale. Hopefully someone could speak on that a little bit more. I know that Trades has a great video on that. So yeah, it looks exactly the same as AMC, looks exactly the same as GME. You can see this. I know you have some of the same traders that are in it, and you have some of the same increase in volume, but not to look exactly the same candlestick for candlestick. Look at this, small green one. They're both AMC. I don't even know. Why did that change? Ah, okay. All right, now they don't look the same. All right, we got it. Perfect. They don't look the same. They look different. You are seeing that crossover from the 15 MA to the 200 EMA. So that's indicating that you're probably going to see some sort of an increase. But you see AMC decreasing. Oh man, you guys are funny. You need coffee, Jed? I'm definitely tired. Whoa, let's not use the language. AMC is great. AMC has a lot of potential. Can I start streaming on your gaming channel again? Yeah, I haven't played games in a while. I actually played I'm lying. I played Call of Duty. Whoa, AMC just broke some levels. It looks like AMC's making a move down while GME is actually making a move up. If you look at the trend, basically the trend line is down. For this, you see that trend up. Even though you have, the more red candlesticks, you see more of the larger green candlesticks. So it's on the way up. I need some milk. You're good, bro. But yeah, I could definitely. I was shouting. They're both the same. Did somebody else ask something? Did I miss? But yeah, they're both AMC. As this one changes, it changes the one that I'm on. I didn't know that. I thought that it would only look at this, but I guess as I start to look at this, it changes the one that I'm on. So if I click on AMC or I click on cost, it changes that. So that's news to me. But yeah, you look at AMC, it's on a downhill, not spiral, but trend. It's trending downhill. For GME, that's moving up. You'll see that increase, and I think that you're going to see the bottom for GME somewhere around where it opened. I mean, you might see it end up decreasing quite a bit throughout the day, but we still don't know the full movement, where that $30 range is or that $20 range is. So yeah, Red Bull milkshake. So what's the volume look like for AMC here? So the volume is around 18 million. That's a little low. If we see that volume lower, then you know that the price is going to decrease. So this is where it would have been great to see that 911 mark, sell at that point, get in a lot lower, so that you can make a decent amount of money. But we have to see, because this is not 100% predictable. What is paper hands and how do I do that? All you have to do is see a stock price going down drastically and then sell. $18 million. Yeah, that's not enough right now. With other days, you've seen in the first 30 minutes that you got over 100 million worth of shares. Take it easy on him. The man's actually sick. I'm pretty good now. Still have a cough, but I'm still good now. I think people are talking about paper hands. They're making a joke about paper hands, not paper trading, Brad. But if they meant to say paper trading, then it's a different story. But paper trading is great. Doing simulated trading is amazing. I love your voice, by the way. Thank you. I appreciate that. Paper trading. This is a good time to buy for AMC. If you have no positions right now, anything below that $10 mark is amazing. If you can get it lower, then obviously go into it. But I'm still trying to figure out what's going on with GME here to see if it is something that will move quite a bit. You're seeing Tesla that moves 2% today, but pretty much not following what everything else is doing, but it's not moving a massive amount of percent. Usually it moves a lot more. Tilray is up 6%. Riot's up 10%. That's pretty good. Cost is down 3%. Wow. That's pretty bad. But it's also good because if you can find the bottom, I don't know what the typical movement is in a day, but you can find the bottom, you can basically get in with the price increase as you go along. What new high do I think GME will hit this week? I think that with volume, it can definitely go to 150, but I don't know if that's a new high. It's starting to decrease now. It's starting to show where the bottom actually is. The AMC still Still hovering around that, so maybe it's going to fight around that 850 mark. You see a couple of touch points at 858. You see some buy orders, all 19,000 at 850. So you're going to see that wall set up there. It's not going to be something to where it pushes past that wall unless you have a lot of sell orders there. But you have a bunch of buy orders. GME is now at 104. What's everybody thinking about today? GME squeeze was last week. I don't think that was a squeeze. That was what we seen going up to $200. That was just probably hedge funds accepting some losses and then probably shorting the position again. Matthew, didn't they have to buy back shares from last week's contracts expiring? From what I understand, yes, but I don't know what to what scale it was. It doesn't seem like it was a lot. That's GME. They're almost the same. I almost did it again. They were the same. And you're only seeing 20 million shares worth of volume in the first 15 minutes. Typically, you would see a lot more as long as you are seeing, as long as you do have the. I don't even know where I'm going with this. You would see a lot more volume if it was going to increase. That's where I'm going with it. But since you're seeing less volume, that's what I said in the pre-market when we were in the pre-market, somewhere around maybe 8:30. If the price or if the volume isn't there, you're going to see that decrease, which you are seeing the decrease now with GameStop as well. Even though I think their volume is a little bit higher, it's around 5 million. Not that high. Average volume is around 37 million. For AMC, average volume is around 139 million. So being at 21 million, do crypto. I try not to do crypto. It looks like it's lagging. Is it lagging? There's something about excellent connection, then it goes stream will end soon if the connection doesn't get better. 48 million short volume. That's how many they're holding. SOS is ripping. Do I have SOS here? I should have SOS here. Come on. Looks like GMB is pushing up. Oh, I'm so tired. 42%. Jeez. That's amazing. That's amazing. It looks really good. And then you could have actually gotten in here if you wanted to do like a quick day trade. But definitely look for a pullback. Once you get to a certain point, you're going to see a pullback. I wouldn't say it's now, but with the separation, as it starts to get more and more separation, you're going to see some sort of a pullback. What are people doing in SOS that's making it push up so much? Because right now it's up 46%, 47%. That was on my watch list, and now it's not on there. And I only hold a certain amount on my watch lists. But yeah, now it's at 43%. It's crazy. Experienced a substantial short attack Friday. Did it? That's interesting. So selling above your $8. Oh, you're talking to somebody else. Anything below $10 is pretty good. So selling above your $8 is nice. Yeah, any gain that you can get is obviously nice. But it is pushing. It's all the way up to $7.10. That's crazy. At this point, you would be chasing the stock. So I wouldn't say that you don't invest into it. But if it was me, I would not chase this position. It's way too big of an increase and has the huge potential to pull back. With me seeing this up a certain percentage, after this point, even if it does increase, you really missed it. Don't ever chase the stock, because if you chase it, then it doesn't really work out for you. How much am I invested in AMC? Total, it's over $16,000. 15,000 in Fidelity, and I believe it's somewhere around 800 or so over here. I have 84 shares here with the $10 cost basis, but then I have 1,690 shares over there with a $9.38 cost basis. I'm losing so much money right now with AMC. When did you invest in AMC? Or are you saying that you're losing money on potentially gaining more money? Did you invest in AMC at its high point of like $20 or $17 or so? You can see that this is starting to pull back. So if you would have started investing at 710 thinking it's going to go up, then obviously you would either get stopped out of your position or you would be taking a loss. Now, you still could see a lot of buying power that could push it up, but you are going to see some sort of pullbacks. And I don't know how detailed or how much the pullback will be. You can see that from the initial point, you can see that it did have a pullback, but it did increase a substantial amount. SOS or AMC is decreasing a heck of a lot. It looks worse than what it is, but you can see the 200 EMA or the 15 MA cross over the 200 EMA, bringing that down, indicating a downward spiral, downward swing. What is up, Will Smith? My favorite morning YouTuber. Not Will Smith. Do like Will Smith, but not Will Smith. I appreciate the fact that I'm your favorite, though. Can we see 200 at the end of the week for GME? I think it's definitely possible to see it sometime this week. You just need to really see the volume. So the volume is the main piece here. Let me go ahead here. So the volume is the main piece here. I mean, we need to see that volume. Today, we're not seeing much of the volume we expected. We are now seeing both of them trend downhill when it comes to these indicators. They're trending downhill. Still not at a point to where it's being oversold. Down here, it is at about 37. Once it gets below 30, then it will be oversold. Anything that's being overbought, you did see it being overbought here, so you could have predicted that it is going to come back a little bit, come back to earth. I didn't know how far it was going to come back to earth, but you could have potentially got out and got back in at $8.42. But who knows how low this is actually going to go. It's a slow movement downhill, which doesn't really tell me too much. Why do I use 200 EMA? 200 EMA just indicates what it's going to do for the the long haul, and the long haul being the day. So seeing what the price movement was for 200 EMA means 200 of these candlesticks, what the price movement is actually doing. That's why I'm looking at that and saying what's happening here. And you could see the movement. It just indicates whether it's going to be an upward trend or a downward trend. That's the only reason why I would use the 200 EMA with the 15 moving average. A lot of times if I'm using an indicator to do a pullback method, I'm going to use a 20 EMA, but 15 EMA works as well. It just gives you, it pulls back closer to the price point and it follows it too close. So sometimes you can't really see the full pullback and the potential that it has because it's not pulling away from the indicator enough. Is GME going up today at 150? I wouldn't say that I would think it would go up to 150, but it can have, you've seen what it can potentially do. You've seen exactly what it could do in the matter of an hour. I think it was like an hour and like 30 minutes or so. It pushed from $40 all the way up to 200. So it can move depending on what the volume actually is, what people want to do, what they're, what the short sellers are now doing. Are they covering their shorts? What's happening? So it can potentially move, which can be unpredictable. And that's why I obviously sold a couple of days before, because it was unpredictable that was going to happen. But it has the potential to do it. I would say that I I would say that if I look at where the lows and highs are, I would say it's going to hover between that $99 mark and $111 mark, maybe 115. Ultimate lows and highs might be ranging from like $30, so 115 to $85 around those areas. But yeah, it's I don't believe that it will push up to that to 150 today. I think we might have to wait till Tuesday to see any type of positive movement through the after hours market, pre-market, and also see a large push. But like I said, if the volume comes in, you can see a large increase. But my overall opinion is that we won't hit 150 today. But if you did invest at 99, hoping to gain a couple of dollars, you could have gained a substantial amount just doing that. Know what the lows, know what the highs are, and then go from there. So you can see AMC is now pushing up to $8.68. Cost average of AMC is $3.99. That's amazing. So hopefully you bought a lot of shares at that point. It's not advice, but I thank you for the opinion. That's what you should say. It's all an opinion. I'm so tired. Can AMC touch $10 today? That's definitely in the cards. But right now you're seeing fluctuation between that $8.50 mark and $9 mark. So it's really only like a 50-cent move, but you need a lot of volume in order to push it up that much. So right now it doesn't look like it's going to do it. But like I said, if you have volume, you can continue to grow. Are you planning to lower your cost average with AMC? I was planning to, if I seen a potential chance for a substantial decrease in this, which it hasn't really shown that, I was going to try and lower my cost average by actually selling at a higher point and getting back in at $8.42 or lower than that. I would love to get in at $7, but that doesn't look like that's really in the cards. It may continue to go lower here, but I don't plan on doing anything with it as of now. It doesn't look like something that's going to increase to or rapidly increase to $9.38 and then decrease to $7 at this moment. It looks like the movement is between $9.11 or $9.20, maybe to $8.50 or $8 at the lowest. So we'll see. Why volume decreased? One, people are holding on to a lot of shares. Two, they're probably not covering any short positions because they don't really have the interest, or they don't. The interest is not really pushing them to cover it, so they don't really need to. And there possibly is a third thing, but those two things are huge. I did have a third thing, but I totally forgot it, to tell you the truth. I am so cold down here. It's ridiculous. All right, we got 2 minutes, and then I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. So before I get out of here, we have 1,700 people in here. Please hit that like button. That does help out the channel a ton, seriously. But I'm going to play an ad. If you didn't see an ad, then you probably have ad blockers up or whatever. But I appreciate anybody that watches the ad because that's how YouTubers make some money here. Are there any shorts left? I just got a comment that said that the Fintel data is not everything when it comes to shorts, but it does show a great picture of it. So I'll look at the Fintel data for AMC. So right now for AMC, you're seeing 400,000 short shares available. I believe it was at 1.4 million or like 2 million or something on Friday. So this is definitely interesting to see here because you obviously have a lot of short positions. People shorted the position. They're continuing to short the position at lower and lower interest rates. Let's look at GME. GME is at 450,000. So Definitely higher than where I thought they were going to be. I mean, GME was at 0 for a number of days last week. AMC was hovering around 10,000 or so. Um, but like that's what we're hoping for, is obviously if they're shorting these positions, then eventually they're going to have to cover them. But if the interest rates are not pushing them to cover it, uh, that was the third thing. I don't know what the third thing is. I can't remember what it is. But there's a lot of factors into driving this price down for them, and I feel like we can increase this as long as we continue to hold. $5 to $20. What what are you saying for that? AMC $5.50 to $20. All right. Thank you for hitting the like button, everybody. We got 1,300 likes in here. So yeah, if anybody else could hit that like button, that would be amazing. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, because I do these live streams every morning, and I'm going to be doing more live streams as time goes on, not just for like quote unquote meme stocks, not just for quote unquote meme stocks, but also like daily positions, some heavy movers, what I feel like is going to happen. Maybe I'll add some channel memberships as well and see what's going on there for people that want to see what my actual movers are and what I'm going to be looking at for the day, which, I mean, you may end up getting that now, so I don't know exactly what I'll do with that. That's why it's not out yet, because I don't know what will be the end goal of that. But thank you for subbing. I appreciate that. Someone just said they're a new subscriber. I appreciate that a lot. This platform is Webull. If you use this, the link is in the description. All you have to do is click the link, sign up, deposit $100, and you'll get your free stocks. You can also download this platform there. But let's see what the meeting is like. I have a meeting soon. All right. So that's pretty much it. If you want to learn about day trading, again, I have this book. It looks like the price is moving up. Again, I have this book here, Audible book, that you can use in Audible and listen to it. And it's not mine, but I love the book. Yeah, I feel like it's great to learn the basics. If you want to use that, the link is in the description. It's in my store. It is an affiliate link. But I think that a lot of people want to know what day trading books are out there. There's a ton that have, will you make a day trading group? I can definitely do that. I was thinking about a Facebook one, but I have to, work my way into that, because I wanted this channel to be geared towards investing in personal finance, but it started to really move towards, the personal finance rather than investing, because of lack of interest. And now we have more of the interest. So hopefully I can continue with this and build that group. But yeah, I can definitely build all those types of groups, and we can have those conversations, because there's a lot of great ideas and a lot of things that I can learn from you guys. If you are people that know about options, that follow news as well, that basically have the scoop. But yeah, I need to see what I'm going to do here, but I'll put out a poll to see what the suggestions are on groups that I can create and all that stuff. But yeah, you're seeing a reverse head and shoulders with AMC. I do see that here. I do see that reverse head and shoulders. It does look like it is moving. Hopefully we can see that crossover again, and then we can get some good movement here. You're seeing sort of similarity with GameStop now. Maybe you're starting to get into this manipulation starting here. It looks like certain parts you're seeing manipulation. You can see the manipulation here, creating that one head, one shoulder. But for AMC, you're seeing the reverse head and shoulders. For GME, you're just seeing that one head and one shoulder, because they started manipulating somewhere around here as the price was continuing to increase. So anyways, that's what I had for you guys. Make sure you check out that book. Check out all the links down below if you're interested in anything. Yeah, also this platform is Webull. If you want free stocks, click the link down below, sign up, get your free stocks. But I'm going to end this video. Thank you everybody that watched. I get distracted by the chat. But Thank you everybody that watched. If you go down, someone's asking about the book. If you go down in the description, you go to my store, that's where you'll see all of my recommended stuff. So you'll see like wallets, you'll see YouTube equipment, and books, and you'll be able to see what that book actually is. So it's a good book. But that's it, guys. I'm going to get out of here, and I'll catch you guys in the next video or stream. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out, though. Seriously.